One Gardens by the Bay. Experience the surreal super tree grove, a forest of giant vertical gardens, and the cool, misty biodomes of the cloud forest and flower dome. 2 Marina Bay Sands Sky Park. Ascend to the Marina Bay Sands Sky Park for breathtaking, unparalleled 360-degree views of Singapore's stunning city skyline and the bustling strait below. Singapore Botanic Gardens. Wander through the Singapore Botanic Gardens, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and discover the vibrant, exquisite beauty of the National Orchid Garden. Or Jewel Changi Airport. Witness the world's tallest indoor waterfall, the HSBC Rain Vortex, cascading through the heart of Jewel Changi Airport's lush, terraced forest valley. Find Sentosa Island. Discover the tranquil shores of Sentosa's beaches, from Siloso to Palawan, where pristine sands meet calm, turquoise waters in a perfect tropical escape. Helix Bridge. Stroll across the Helix Bridge, a remarkable piece of architectural art inspired by the DNA structure, offering dazzling nighttime views of Marina Bay. 7 Art Science Museum. Behold the iconic lotus-inspired design of the Art Science Museum, a symbol of welcome where art, science, and technology beautifully converge. 8. Haji Lane. Explore the vibrant, narrow alley of Haji Lane, where colorful murals and eclectic shophouses create a dynamic canvas of art and culture in Kampong Glam. 9. Henderson Waves. Walk along Henderson Waves, Singapore's highest pedestrian bridge, admiring its unique, undulating form that ripples gracefully above the lush forest canopy. Merlion Park. Visit the mythical Merlion, the iconic symbol of Singapore, as it spouts water into Marina Bay, standing guard over the city's futuristic waterfront. 11. Clarke Quay. See the historic riverside of Clarke Quay, where beautifully restored shophouses line the Singapore River, glowing with vibrant light as evening falls. Fort Canning Park Tree Tunnel. Descend into the enchanting tree tunnel at Fort Canning Park, an underground spiral staircase looking up to a perfect circle of sky and lush greenery. 13 National Gallery, Singapore. Admire the stunning architecture of the National Gallery, where the former Supreme Court and City Hall buildings have been masterfully reborn into a home for art. 14. McRitchie Reservoir Park. Escape into nature at McRitchie Reservoir, crossing the treetop walk for a monkey's eye view of the serene rainforest canopy and tranquil waters. 15. Pulau Ubin. Step back in time on Pulau Ubin, a rustic island getaway showcasing Singapore's last traditional villages, or kampongs, and serene granite quarries. 16. Buddha Tooth Relic Temple. Gaze upon the magnificent Buddha Tooth Relic Temple in Chinatown, an architectural marvel with rich interiors reflecting Tang Dynasty style. On the Southern Ridges, trek the Southern Ridges, a 10-kilometer trail of open green space connecting parks, offering elevated views of the city, harbor, and southern islands. 18. The Pinnacle Duxton. From the 50th story sky bridge of the Pinnacle Duxton, witness a breathtaking panoramic vista of the city, a unique public housing marvel. 19. Chinese and Japanese Gardens. Find tranquility in the Chinese and Japanese gardens, with their serene pagodas, stone bridges, and meticulously landscaped scenery evoking ancient peace. 20. Suntec City Fountain of Wealth. Circle the Fountain of Wealth at Suntec City, once the world's largest fountain, a symbol of prosperity and life with its mesmerizing water displays. 21. Lau Pa Sat. Appreciate the intricate Victorian-era architecture of Lau Pa Sat, a historic market whose elegant cast-iron structure stands as a monument in the financial district. 22. Ju Chiat Road. Finally, explore the colorful Peranakan houses along Ju Chiat Road, a vibrant heritage area known for its ornate facades and rich cultural history. Imagine a world where time stands still, a realm where ancient marvels whisper their secrets not to crowds, but to the silent desert winds. Join us on an unprecedented journey, a serene and solitary exploration of Egypt's most iconic wonders, captured in stunning 4K detail, completely devoid of human presence. This is Egypt as you've never seen it before, a timeless, unpeopled dreamscape. Our journey begins at dawn, with an ethereal aerial view of the Great Pyramids of Giza. Bathed in the soft morning light, the 3 colossal structures and the enigmatic Sphinx rest in perfect solitude on the deserted plateau. We then draw closer to the Great Sphinx, its majestic, weathered face gazing out over an empty landscape. a silent guardian of forgotten ages. From there, we drift to Luxor and enter the Karnak Temple, wandering through the vast hypostyle hall, where 134 massive columns tower in profound silence, their grandeur amplified by the stillness. We then cross over to the sun-baked Valley of the Kings, the desolate necropolis of the pharaohs, its sacred tombs resting undisturbed, their entrances waiting in the quiet heat without a single visitor in sight. Further south, the two colossal rock-cut temples of Abu Simbel, dedicated to Ramesses II and Nefertari, stand solitary and magnificent by the tranquil shores of Lake Nasser. We glide along the Nile River itself, where a lone, empty felucca boat sails gently at sunset, its white sail a stark contrast against the vibrant sky. Our voyage takes us to the island temple of Philae, a sanctuary to Isis, its beautiful colonnades and pylons reflected perfectly in the calm surrounding waters. As twilight descends upon Luxor, the grand entrance pylon and the avenue of sphinxes at Luxor Temple are illuminated, casting long, dramatic shadows in the absence of any crowds. We then witness the stunning terraced mortuary temple of Hatshepsut at Deir el-Bahari, set against sheer limestone cliffs, its architectural genius on full display in the stark, empty landscape. Venturing into the vast wilderness, we explore the White Desert, a surreal expanse of chalk rock formations that looks like a deserted alien planet under the vast, clear sky. We then plunge beneath the waves of the Red Sea, discovering a vibrant, untouched coral reef teeming with aquatic life, yet completely free of diggers or boats. Back on land, the two massive stone statues of Pharaoh Amenhotep III, the Colossi of Memnon, sit alone in a deserted field, solemn witnesses to millennia of sunrises. On the Mediterranean coast, Alexandria's 15th century citadel of Qaitbay stands as an empty fortress against the sea, its stone walls echoing only the sound of waves. We then travel to Saqqara, where the step pyramid of Djoser, the world's oldest major stone structure, stands alone against the desert horizon. As night falls, we drift through Cairo's historic Khan el-Khalili Bazaar, its narrow alleyways eerily silent, with ornate lamps casting long, lonely shadows where throngs of people usually roam. At dawn, we ascend the rugged holy slopes of Mount Sinai, witnessing a breathtaking sunrise over empty vistas, the pilgrims' paths completely deserted. At its base, St. Catherine's Monastery rests in quiet, ancient solitude. We then explore the remarkably well-preserved Dendera Temple complex, its empty halls and detailed astrological ceilings revealing their secrets to no one. We visit Abydos, home to the Temple of Seti I, where the famed king list and beautiful reliefs are visible in the deserted quiet. Our journey continues to the tranquil, palm-fringed Siwa Oasis, its shimmering salt lakes reflecting the sky, without a soul in sight. We also visit the Valley of the Queens and the iconic exterior of the Egyptian Museum in a vacant Tahrir Square, before watching a massive solitary container ship glide silently through the Suez Canal. As our timeless journey concludes, we are left with a final, majestic drone shot, pulling away from the Giza pyramids into the vast, empty desert. This silent pilgrimage reveals not just the scale and beauty of Egypt's treasures, but the profound peace that settles when humanity steps aside, allowing the echoes of eternity to be heard. It is a vision of wonder, solitude, and the enduring power of history, etched forever in stone and sand. Have you ever imagined a world where the magnificent structures of human ingenuity stand in silent splendor, untouched and unpeopled? Join us as we embark on an unprecedented visual journey, a cinematic exploration through a city of wonders, captured in stunning 4K. In this unique experience, we witness the architectural marvels of Dubai as never before, serene, majestic, and completely deserted. This is not just a tour, it is a meditation on form, ambition, and the breathtaking beauty of design in its purest state, a tranquil dreamscape where the world's most futuristic city holds its breath just for you. Our journey begins with the Burj Khalifa, its spire piercing the heavens, a solitary silver needle against the boundless sky, with its usually bustling base enveloped in an unfamiliar quiet. We glide over to the Dubai Fountain, where a powerful plume of water is suspended in a perfect crystalline arc against the skyline, the surrounding promenade a silent, empty amphitheater. Nearby, the sleek, modern facade of the Dubai Mall reflects the city's ambient glow onto a deserted entrance plaza. Standing alone on its private island, the iconic sail-shaped Burj Al Arab commands the horizon, a monument of luxury against the tranquil blue of the Arabian Gulf. From an aerial vantage point, we behold the intricate fronds of the Palm Jumeirah, a man-made wonder of geometry and vision, its roads and residences still and peaceful. At its apex, the grand palatial towers of Atlantis, the Palm, stand in silent majesty, their fairy tale architecture echoing across the empty waters. The journey continues to the Dubai Marina, a canyon of towering, twisted skyscrapers whose futuristic forms are perfectly mirrored in the still, glassy canal below, a city of reflections without a soul in sight. We then pause to admire Ain Dubai, the world's largest observation wheel, a motionless giant against the sky, its pods empty, waiting for a world that has momentarily stepped away. In the heart of the city's innovation district, the Museum of the Future gleams, its stunning silver oval inscribed with intricate calligraphy, a lone vessel of knowledge in the sunlight. Nearby, the colossal Dubai frame stands as a silent sentinel, its empty golden structure perfectly capturing the contrast between the old and new city, a portal between eras. We then find solace at the Jumeirah Mosque, its pristine white domes and minarets rising against a clear blue sky, its peaceful courtyard completely deserted. A step back in time leads us to the Al Fahidi historical neighborhood, where a narrow, sand-colored alleyway whispers tales of the past, now empty of all modern life. Down by the historic Dubai Creek, a traditional wooden abra boat floats untethered, a silent ghost on the calm waterway, its polished benches empty. We then witness the Dubai Opera, its dhow-shaped form a masterpiece of modern design, its glass facade reflecting an empty plaza. The unique, spiraling form of the Cayenne Tower twists towards the sky, its residential windows dark and unoccupied. On the coast, Kite Beach offers a vast empty stretch of white sand, meeting turquoise water, with the Burj Al Arab a distant, lonely icon. The colorful, artistic beachfront of La Mer lies completely deserted, its vibrant graffiti art and wooden boardwalks untouched and unseen. Our tour takes us through the stylish, European-style boulevards of City Walk, its unique storefronts and chic cafes eerily silent and empty. We observe the futuristic biodome of the Green Planet, a glass cylinder surrounded by its cubist building, a solitary capsule of life. In the Miracle Garden, a vibrant pathway winds through incredible structures made entirely of flowers, a floral paradise devoid of admirers. The ornate and colorful pavilions of Global Village, representing a world of cultures, stand silent and empty under the twilight sky. Our journey concludes in the Dubai Desert Conservation Reserve, where pristine, untouched waves of golden sand stretch to an empty horizon, bathed in the warm, fading light of sunset. This has been a journey through a world reimagined, a testament to what humanity can build, seen through a lens of profound tranquility. We've witnessed Dubai's architectural wonders not as backdrops to human activity, but as the central characters in a silent, magnificent drama. By stripping away the crowds, we've uncovered a deeper appreciation for the lines, curves, and sheer ambition etched into the city's skyline. As the final light fades over the empty dunes, we are left with a powerful, lingering image of beauty and solitude. We hope this unique perspective has inspired you, offering a moment of peace and a new way of seeing the incredible achievements that define our modern world. South Korea is often pictured as a whirlwind of neon-lit cities and bustling crowds, a place where the energy never fades. But beyond the vibrant urban landscapes lies a different Korea, one of profound tranquility, ancient stillness, and breathtaking natural beauty. It's a side of the country rarely seen, a world where time seems to slow down and silence speaks volumes. We invite you to journey with us to these hidden pockets of serenity, to experience 22 of South Korea's most peaceful locations, captured without a single soul in sight. Our journey begins at Gyeongbok Palace, where the grand courtyard lies empty at dawn, the majestic throne hall standing silently against the morning sky. We then ascend into Seoraksan National Park, greeted by jagged, misty peaks rising above a sea of clouds with no hikers to disturb the pristine view. On Jeju Island, we witness the iconic Seongsan Ilchulbong, its volcanic crater catching the first light of an empty sunrise. The journey continues to the Boseong green tea fields, where endless rolling hills of manicured terraces stretch out, the only sound being the wind rustling through the leaves. At Bulguksa Temple, the serene Dabatap and Seokatap pagodas stand in a quiet courtyard, their ancient stone a testament to enduring peace. In Jeongju, the gentle, grass-covered burial mounds of Tumuli Park rest peacefully, a silent tribute to ancient kings. High atop Halasun, the stunning crater lake reflects the sky, its surrounding landscape completely deserted. We then wander through the Sunshin Bay wetlands, where empty wooden boardwalks snake through vast golden reed beds. At Hyensa Temple, we glimpse the weathered wooden buildings of the Jenggyeong Panjeon from an empty courtyard, guardians of the Tripitaka Koreana. The famous tree-lined paths of Nami Island are found completely deserted, with sunlight filtering through the canopy of metasequoia trees, creating a cathedral of light and shadow. We find ourselves in a quiet, empty alleyway in Bukchon Hanok village, admiring the beautifully preserved tiled roofs of traditional Korean houses. The view from Dadohae Haesang National Park is breathtaking, with countless green islands scattered across a calm, empty blue sea. In the Upo wetland, a mystical morning fog blankets the water's surface, a primordial scene untouched by human presence. We then visit Andong Hahue Folk Village, where traditional thatched roof houses stand empty as the Nakdong River flows silently by. A solitary path guides us through Juknokwan bamboo forest, a towering dense canopy of green stalks. From a distance, the Seokguram Grotto sits peacefully on the slopes of Tohamsan Mountain, its sacred space undisturbed. At Nagan Upsong Folk Village, ancient fortress walls enclose a silent village of thatched roof houses, as if frozen in time. In stark contrast, the futuristic architecture and canal of Songdo Central Park are seen completely empty during a tranquil sunrise. The impressive stone walls of Hwaseong Fortress snake over hills, with no guards or tourists on its ramparts. At night, the Gwangan Bridge is illuminated, its lights reflecting on the still water below, devoid of traffic. We drive along the Ulung Island Seaside Road, a dramatic path carved into cliffs beside the vast, empty East Sea. Our journey concludes in Jirisan National Park, with a majestic, sweeping vista of rolling mountain ranges, untouched and wild. From ancient palaces basking in the quiet dawn to wild, untamed mountain ranges, these 22 scenes reveal a South Korea of deep peace and solitude. They remind us that even in a world of constant motion, moments of perfect stillness can be found. We hope this journey has brought you a sense of calm and inspired you to seek out the quiet beauty that lies just beyond the familiar. Thank you for watching. From the cobblestone streets of its colonial cities to the pristine sands of its Caribbean shores, Cuba is a land of vibrant culture, rich history, and breathtaking natural beauty. While often pictured bustling with classic cars and lively music, there is a serene, almost magical quality to its landscapes when viewed in quiet solitude. Join us as we explore 22 of Cuba's most beautiful places, captured in stunning detail, yet entirely unpeopled, revealing a side of the island rarely seen. Our journey begins in Old Havana, where sunlight warms the empty cobblestones of a street lined with colorful yet gracefully crumbling colonial architecture. We then drift to the Viñales Valley as dawn's first light cuts through the mist, revealing the iconic limestone mogotes rising from verdant tobacco fields. In the heart of Trinidad, the Plaza Mayor stands silent, its pastel mansions and historic bell tower basking in the quiet morning air. From there, we find ourselves on the shores of Veradero Beach, an endless stretch of pure white sand meeting the crystal-clear turquoise waters of the Atlantic, completely untouched. A row of gleaming, vibrant classic American cars sits parked along an empty Malecon, their chrome and bright paint a silent testament to a bygone era. High above the harbor entrance, El Morro Castle in Havana stands as a formidable stone sentinel, its ancient walls devoid of visitors. Moving south, we arrive in Cienfuegos, where the elegant, French-inspired Palacio de Valle is viewed from across a deserted park, its intricate design a marvel of architectural grace. We then pay a solemn visit to the Che Guevara Mausoleum in Santa Clara, where the towering monument stands in a vast, empty plaza, a silent tribute to a revolutionary icon. Deep in the Escambray Mountains, the El Nicho waterfalls cascade into deserted, emerald green pools, their gentle roar the only sound in the lush forest. Back in the capital, the Baroque facade of the Havana Cathedral greets the sunrise over an empty Plaza de la Catedral, its ornate details sharpened by the early light. We glide over the Zapata Swamp, where the still waters of a serene waterway perfectly reflect the dense mangrove forests of this vital biosphere reserve. Nearby, in the Valley of the Sugar Mills, the Manica Isnaga Tower stands alone, a lonely watchtower overlooking a vast expanse of green sugarcane fields, whispering tales of a once booming industry. The journey then takes us to the northern cays, to the idyllic shores of Playa Pilar, where powdery white sand dunes slope gently into calm, shallow waters. a picture of perfect tranquility. Further east in Baracoa, the mystical flat-topped mountain of El Yunque is shrouded in mist, a majestic presence looming over a deserted coastline. As dusk settles, we return to Havana's iconic Malecon, where powerful waves crash against the seawall under a fiery sunset, the 5-mile stretch entirely empty. We then discover the crescent-shaped beach of Guardalavaca, a secluded paradise fringed with lush green vegetation. High in the mountains, the misty cloud forest of Topes de Colantes reveals a world of giant ferns and primeval flora, completely silent and serene. We get lost in the labyrinthine streets of Camagüey, wandering a narrow, twisting alley between colorful, low-slung colonial homes. In Santiago de Cuba, the Castillo de San Pedro de la Roca, a magnificent cliffside fortress, overlooks a deserted bay, its cannons aimed at a sea with no ships. We catch a glimpse of Finca Vigia, Hemingway's beloved home, its quiet exterior viewed through the lush, unpeopled gardens he once roamed. Our tour nears its end at a Cuban tobacco farm, with a close-up of vibrant green leaves and a traditional drying barn standing empty in the background. Finally, we gaze upon the National Capitol building, its magnificent dome illuminated against the twilight sky, a symbol of national pride standing in deserted splendor. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the ocean, we pull away from a lone classic car parked on the empty Malecon. This is Cuba in its purest form, timeless, magnificent, and profoundly peaceful. Thank you for joining us on this quiet exploration of the island's most beautiful and iconic places. This is Finland, a land of 1,000 lakes and endless forests, presented as an untouched wilderness. Join us as we journey through its most breathtaking landscapes, from the mystical north to the serene archipelago, all captured in pristine 4K resolution and completely devoid of human presence. This is a Finland of pure, silent beauty. We begin under the celestial ballet of the northern lights in Lapland, where ethereal green and purple ribbons dance across a silent, star-filled sky, illuminating a vast, snow-covered forest. Next, we ascend to the summit of Ukko-Kolli Hill in Kolli National Park. Here, a panoramic vista unfolds, revealing the frozen, island-dotted expanse of Lake Piilinen, glistening under a low winter sun. The journey continues to the archipelago sea at dawn, a serene labyrinth of thousands of rocky islands emerging from the calm, mist-kissed Baltic. In Hassa National Park, we discover a whisper from the past, as ancient, red-hued rock paintings adorn a cliff face, silently watching over a still, clear lake. In Levi, Lapland, the landscape transforms into a silent sculptural gallery, with untouched, pristine snow blanketing the fells and trees under a soft, ethereal blue light. Our exploration takes us to the coast, where the weathered stone walls of the Suomenlinna Sea Fortress stand empty against a dramatic sky, its paths and courtyards completely deserted. We then venture into Ulanka National Park, crossing a deserted wooden suspension bridge that spans a rushing river within a deep, uninhabited green canyon. The vast, tranquil expanse of Lake Saimaa greets us next, its blue waters dotted with green islands, all shrouded in a light morning mist with no signs of human life. Even the famed Santa Claus village lies silent. The Arctic Circle marker line cuts through the snow of an empty square at twilight, its festive lights glowing on deserted log cabins. Nearby, the ancient gray stone walls of Turku Castle stand silent by the Ora River, its stoic form perfectly reflected in the still, glassy water. The journey into Finland's heart continues at Paihaluosto National Park, where we descend into a deep, serene gorge flanked by steep, ancient forest walls, a space utterly devoid of people. In Riisitunturi National Park, the trees themselves become works of art, as snow-laden spruces form fantastical frozen shapes atop a silent, uninhabited fell. The unique rocky landscape of the Kvarken archipelago, a relic of the last ice age, rises from a deserted sea, showcasing the raw power of geological time. In the nation's capital, the grand white Helsinki Cathedral stands alone against a clear sky, its vast Senate Square completely empty and silent. We then find ourselves in the wide, open tundra of Urho Kekkonen National Park, where rolling fells stretch to a distant horizon under an expansive, empty sky. We wander through a quiet, cobblestone street in Porvoo Old Town, lined with colorful, deserted wooden houses that lead to an empty town square. In Nuuksio National Park, a serene forest lake is perfectly mirrored, surrounded by granite cliffs and dense green woods, its surface absolutely still and uninhabited. On a barren, rocky islet, the solitary Bengtskär lighthouse stands tall against a vast, empty sea. Olavinlinna Castle, a medieval stronghold on an island, presents a formidable silhouette, its towers reflected in the deserted water below. The wild, untamed Lemmenjoki River flows through a vast, empty wilderness, its banks flanked only by forests and fells. In Valkmusa National Park, wooden duckboards lead across a vast, open mire landscape toward an empty horizon. Our journey concludes on the frozen Baltic Sea, a silent, immense expanse of cracked ice stretching to the horizon under a pale winter sun. From the dancing auroras of the north to the frozen stillness of the southern sea, this is the soul of Finland. We've explored its silent forests, its empty castles, and its vast, untamed wilderness. This journey through an unpeopled Finland reveals a beauty that is both profound and eternal, a quiet majesty waiting in the silence. Thank you for joining us on this tranquil exploration. Here are 22 of the most beautiful places in New Zealand, presented without people, crowds, or distractions. This is the land of the long white cloud as you've never seen it before. Our journey begins in the profound silence of Milford Sound, where the iconic Mitre Peak ascends from the dark, mirror-like waters of the fjord, shrouded in a delicate morning mist. Next, we witness the majesty of Aoraki, Mount Cook, New Zealand's highest peak, its snow-covered summit perfectly reflected in the serene turquoise expanse of an empty Hooker Lake. As night falls, we find ourselves at Lake Tekapo, where the impossibly blue water rests under a blanket of stars, and the solitary, stone-built church of the Good Shepherd stands as a silent sentinel on its deserted shore. We then venture into the otherworldly landscape of Tongariro National Park. Here, the volcanic emerald-colored lakes steam within the deserted red-hued crater of the Alpine Crossing, creating a scene of raw geothermal power. From there, we ascend to Royce Peak near Wanaka, gazing down from the famous viewpoint onto Lake Wanaka, with the well-trodden path leading to the summit completely devoid of footprints. Our path then leads us to the golden shores of Abel Tasman National Park, where a crescent-shaped beach, fringed by lush native bush, meets the clear, empty turquoise water in perfect harmony. Deep underground, we explore the Waitomo glowworm caves. The cavern's dark ceiling is transformed into a galaxy of blue-green light, illuminated by thousands of tiny glowworms in absolute quiet. We emerge into the sunshine of Hobbiton, where a bright green, round hobbit hole door is set into a silent, verdant hill under a brilliant blue sky, a scene of pure, untouched fantasy. We feel the immense scale of the Franz Josef Glacier, a vast river of ice flowing between deserted Rocky Valley walls, its terminal face a stark and powerful shade of blue. Looking down from above, we see Queenstown, the adventure capital, resting quietly beside Lake Wakatipu, embraced by the empty, dramatic peaks of the Remarkables mountain range. We then step into the Waiotapu thermal wonderland, where the vibrant orange champagne pool steams in a deserted, otherworldly landscape of color and vapor. At sunrise, we stand before Cathedral Cove, watching the first light illuminate the majestic, naturally formed rock archway on a deserted golden sand beach. Along the coast, we find the Muiraki boulders, mysterious spherical stones scattered across a deserted beach, half submerged by the incoming tide, like ancient relics of a forgotten time. From the air, the Bay of Islands reveals its splendor, a breathtaking tapestry of deserted emerald green islands set in a sapphire blue empty sea. We witness the power of the ocean at the Punakaiki Pancake Rocks, where eroded limestone formations are relentlessly battered by sea spray, with no one else in sight to witness the spectacle. We cross the swinging bridge on the Hooker Valley Track, a lone structure over the milky blue Hooker River, with the formidable Aoraki standing silently in the background. The journey continues to the shores of Lake Pukaki, its brilliant glacier-fed turquoise water lying perfectly still, reflecting the silent majesty of the southern Alps on the horizon. We stand on the vast, windswept and empty expanse of Warariki Beach, where the massive Archway Islands rocks stand as stoic guardians against the elements. As the day ends, we watch the golden light of sunset wash over the jagged, dramatic, and empty slopes of the Remarkables. We marvel at Sutherland Falls, a powerful, three-tiered cascade plunging down a deserted, verdant cliff face in the heart of Fjordland. We feel the immensity of the Tipaki sand dunes, giant, sweeping dunes, untouched and empty, stretching towards the distant blue sea. Our tour concludes at Nugget Point Lighthouse, a solitary beacon standing on a rocky outcrop at dawn, surrounded by a swirling, empty sea, watching over the vast, silent ocean. What if you could have the world's most breathtaking landscapes all to yourself? This is Switzerland, as you've never seen it before. Stripped of the crowds, its beauty is amplified, revealing a serene and majestic soul. Join us on a journey to 22 of Switzerland's most beautiful places, unpeopled and unforgettable. Our journey begins with the iconic Matterhorn, its perfect pyramid reflected in the still, deserted waters of Riffelsee Lake at the break of dawn. We then descend into the Lauterbrunnen Valley, a place of sheer cliffs and 72 waterfalls, where Staubach Falls plunges into empty green meadows below. From the valley floor, we ascend to Jungfraujoch, the top of Europe. Here, the viewing platform is completely empty, offering an uninterrupted gaze over the immense, untouched expanse of the Aletsch Glacier, a silent river of ice. As morning light graces Lucerne, we find the Chapel Bridge, its vibrant flower boxes a splash of color against the deserted cityscape and the quiet Reuss River. Next, we journey to Lake Geneva, where the solitary jet d'eau fountain sprays high into the air, with the Alps standing silent guard in the background. On its shores, the medieval Château de Chillon is reflected perfectly in the still water, its ancient ramparts entirely deserted. In Grindelwald, a traditional wooden chalet sits alone on a vibrant alpine meadow, dwarfed by the imposing, empty north face of the Eiger. The charming, car-free village of Zermatt is next, its narrow streets and wooden houses completely quiet, with the Matterhorn watching over the silence. We then discover Oschinensee, a stunning turquoise alpine lake, its shores empty, surrounded by towering, desolate cliffs. The raw power of nature is on display at Rhine Falls, Europe's most powerful waterfall, crashing over rocks in a deserted, misty scene, with the solitary Schloss Laufen overlooking the spectacle. We then wander the empty cobblestone streets of Bern's Old Town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site where sandstone buildings and the Zittglogge clock tower stand in profound silence. In St. Moritz, the famous frozen lake lies deserted, a vast expanse of snow-covered ice surrounded by pristine, empty mountain scenery. An unpeopled aerial view then takes us over the Aletsch Glacier itself, revealing the true scale of this massive river of ice flowing through empty mountains. Our tour continues to the Lavaux Vineyards, where sun-kissed terraces slope steeply down to a calm and empty Lake Geneva. We get an intimate look at the Eiger's notorious north face, stark and empty as it catches the first rays of morning sun. The intensely turquoise water of Lake Brienz is next, completely still and deserted, flanked by steep forested slopes. In the medieval village of Gruyère, the central cobblestone street is completely empty, leading to a silent, solitary castle. We then ascend the Gornergrat Railway to an empty observation platform, revealing a breathtaking panorama of over 20 4,000-meter peaks. The rolling, impossibly green hills of Appenzell follow, dotted with isolated, traditional farmhouses under a picture-perfect empty sky. From the deserted summit of Mount Pilatus, we look down upon a sea of clouds blanketing Lake Lucerne. In Ticino, the powerful Ferolia waterfall cascades into a stone basin within a deserted, rustic village. Finally, we witness the Landwasser Viaduct, a spectacular six-arched railway bridge curving empty into a rock tunnel, an engineering marvel in solitude. As our journey through a silent Switzerland concludes, we are left with a final majestic drone shot, soaring towards the summit of the Matterhorn as the sun sets, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. The silence speaks volumes, leaving an indelible mark of pure, unadulterated beauty. Embark on a journey through a land of imperial grandeur and alpine splendor, where timeless beauty awaits at every turn. From the majestic peaks of the Alps to the historic streets of its grand cities, this is Austria, seen as never before, serene, silent, and utterly breathtaking. Let's explore the 22 most beautiful places in Austria, presented unpeopled in stunning 4K. Our journey begins in Hallstatt, the storybook village where pastel-colored houses are perfectly mirrored in the still waters of the lake at dawn. We then drift to Vienna, where the magnificent Schönbrunn Palace stands empty, its manicured gardens waiting in the quiet of the morning. High in the mountains, we trace the curves of the Großglockner High Alpine Road, a deserted ribbon of asphalt winding through snow-capped peaks. In Salzburg, the Hohensalzburg Fortress looms over a silent city, its ancient walls devoid of any soul. Overlooking the Danube, the Baroque masterpiece of Melk Abbey stands in silent majesty. The crystal-clear waters of Zell am See reflect the surrounding mountains onto a deserted shoreline. In Innsbruck, The famous golden roof glimmers alone on an empty street in the Old Town. Feel the power of the Krimmel waterfalls as they crash down a misty, deserted rock face. Back in Vienna, the iconic spire and tiled roof of St. Stephen's Cathedral pierce a sky above a silent, empty square. In Salzburg, the pristine geometric designs of the Mirabell Gardens lie in perfect, peaceful solitude. We ascend to the Hoher Dockstein skywalk, where the stairway to nothingness hangs empty, suspended over a vast alpine abyss. Below, the tranquil waters of Lake Gossau offer a flawless, still reflection of the distant Dachstein Glacier. In Vienna, we admire the elegant Belvedere Palace and its deserted reflecting pool, followed by a visit to the Hofburg Palace, where Heroes Square lies vast and empty. We then sweep over the Stubai Glacier, a pristine, unpeopled panorama of snow and ice. In the village of Alpbach, a traditional flower-draped chalet sits on a quiet, empty lane. Next, we dive into the surreal Green Lake, where a submerged park bench is visible through clear, emerald water. High on a rocky precipice, the medieval Hohenwerfen Castle stands alone and dramatic. The Grand Vienna State Opera is captured illuminated at night, its street completely deserted. An aerial view reveals the Wachau Valley, its vineyard-covered hills empty as they follow the winding Danube. We witness the vast, silent expanse of the Pasters Glacier at the foot of the Grossglockner, Austria's largest glacier. Our city tour concludes in Salzburg's Old Town, wandering down a narrow, empty cobblestone street like Getreidegasse at sunrise. As our exploration of Austria concludes, we leave you with one final, breathtaking view. Ascending above the misty peaks of the Alps at sunrise, we are reminded of the profound peace and enduring majesty of this incredible land. Until our next journey, farewell. From the surreal to the sublime, Sweden hides a world of strange and silent wonders, often hidden in plain sight. In this unpeopled journey, we explore the eerie beauty of these deserted marvels, where nature and human eccentricity have conspired to create landscapes of unsettling stillness. This is not the Sweden of cheerful midsummer festivals, but a land of haunting monuments, bizarre architecture, and lonely natural phenomena, each with a story whispered on the wind. The journey begins in the northern forests of Harads, where the Tree Hotel offers architectural anomalies. A mirror cube vanishes into the foliage, its reflective surfaces creating a portal to nowhere. Nearby, a UFO appears to have landed, its metallic form glowing ominously against the deepening dusk, a silent visitor in a deserted woods. Further north in Jukkasjärvi, the Ice Hotel awaits. Here, corridors of pure translucent ice lead to chambers sculpted into frozen art. An ornate suite, intricate as a Fabergé egg, stands empty and glowing, a testament to transient beauty in the heart of the Arctic winter. Descending deep beneath the earth, the Sala Silver Mine Suite presents a stark contrast. The elevator plunges into darkness, revealing the world's deepest hotel room, a cavern of solitude carved from ancient rock, utterly still and isolated from the world above. Back on the surface, a single tiny red house floats alone in the vast, still expanse of Lake Mälaren. This is the Utter Inn, a solitary outpost whose true secret lies beneath the waves. Through a window in its underwater bedroom, the lake's murky, empty depths stare back. On a remote shore, the chaotic towers of Nimis stand as a monument to defiance, a labyrinth of driftwood and nails built in secret, now deserted and silent against the sea. Ancient history whispers from the clifftops of Koseberga, where the monoliths of Alistinar form the outline of a Viking longship. Shrouded in mist, these stones stand as silent sentinels, gazing over a gray, empty sea, their purpose lost to time. On the desolate beaches of Foro Island, nature has sculpted its own monuments. The Rauks, monumental limestone sea stacks, rise like lonely giants from the sand, weathered by millennia of wind and waves. In Malmö, modernity offers its own strange form, the turning torso. This skyscraper twists impossibly towards the dark sky, a bizarre organic shape of steel and glass, its spiraling form defying architectural norms. The strangeness continues with a static, unsettling shot of the disgusting food museum's entrance, a place dedicated to challenging the palate, now silent and closed. In a quiet Stockholm park, an incongruous structure stands, the Pyramid of Charles Toddy. This lonely stone tomb, built in the 18th century, feels displaced and alien in its mundane surroundings. On Gotland, the sea stack known as Hobergsgubben takes on an eerie life of its own. In profile, it is the spitting image of an old man's face, staring eternally out at the empty expanse of the Baltic Sea. From an aerial perspective, the Dellen Lakes appear as two perfectly circular eyes staring up from the landscape, the remnants of a meteorite impact that scarred the Earth millions of years ago. In Stockholm's Old Town, an unremarkable cellar door on a church hides Storkyrkobadet, a secret bathhouse, its entrance giving no hint of the hidden world within. In a rural field, a classic red telephone booth stands utterly alone, repurposed as a library, its shelves filled with books waiting for readers who never arrive. On a windswept hill in Torsaker, the stark minimalist witches monument marks a site of mass execution, its silent, empty form a chilling memorial to a dark chapter in history. Within Nyköping Castle, shadows flicker across the stone walls of the banquet hall, a room that once hosted a gruesome betrayal known as the Nyköping Banquet, its dark past palpable in the stillness. Deep in a silent forest, the Labyrinthen vid Tibble, an ancient stone labyrinth covered in moss, waits for someone to trace its path. In a lonely field, a large boulder rests, its surface eerily convoluted and shaped like a giant human brain. The dark, empty stone cellar of the gunpowder house at Varberg Fortress resonates with its dual history as a prison and an explosive store. At the deserted Skara Sommerland, the upside-down house stands on its roof, a whimsical absurdity in the silent park. Looming over the empty High Chaparral theme park is the giant, imposing statue of its founder, Big Bengt, a silent king reigning over a deserted kingdom. Our journey ends with the Kongagen, the King's Oak, a gnarled, hollowed-out ancient tree, standing alone in a silent pasture, a living relic from a forgotten time. In the fading light of twilight, we return to the Utter Inn, floating silently in the middle of the lake. It stands as a final, quiet emblem of Sweden's strangeness, a solitary human mark on a vast, indifferent landscape, a place of profound and beautiful isolation. Here, in the quiet spaces between myth and modernity, the country's truest and most unsettling wonders are found, waiting in the silence. Have you ever wondered what the world's most iconic landmarks would look like without the crowds? What if you could wander through historic streets and breathtaking landscapes in complete solitude? Today we invite you on an exclusive journey to experience the Netherlands as never seen before. Join us as we explore 23 of its most treasured sites, captured in stunning 4K, completely devoid of people, allowing their true essence to shine through. Our tour begins at the world-famous Keukenhof Gardens, where immense, vibrant fields of tulips stretch to the horizon in a riot of color, captured from sweeping aerial shots in their full, deserted glory. Next, we journey to the Kinderdijk windmills, where 19 iconic structures stand silently along the tranquil canals at sunrise, their majestic forms reflected in the still water. We then drift through Amsterdam's canals in the peaceful early morning, the historic gabled houses casting perfect reflections on the undisturbed surface. Outside the Grand Rijksmuseum, the usually bustling museum square is empty, showcasing the building's magnificent architecture without distraction. We venture to Giethoorn, the Venice of the North, where thatched roof farmhouses and quiet canals create a scene of absolute tranquility. A poignant, empty street view of the Anne Frank house along the Prinsengracht Canal offers a moment of quiet reflection. At Zaanse, a collection of historic windmills and houses appears as a deserted open-air museum, frozen in time. In The Hague, the historic Binnenhof parliamentary complex surrounds a serene, empty courtyard and the glassy Hofvijver Pond. Towering over an empty city, Utrecht's Dom Tower stands as a majestic, solitary guardian. We then witness the sheer power of the Delta Works, a massive storm surge barrier captured in an unpeopled shot that highlights this incredible feat of engineering. In the vast, empty heathlands of Hogeveluwe National Park, we catch a glimpse of a lone deer. At dawn, Maastricht's ancient St. Servatius Bridge stretches across the Meuse River, completely deserted. The picturesque Markt Square in Delft, with its new church and city hall, is shown in a rare moment of quiet stillness. We marvel at the unique tilted cube houses in Rotterdam, their bold architectural forms standing silent. The tour continues to the Waddenzee, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, where a vast, empty tidal flat landscape is revealed at low tide. In Volendam Harbor, traditional fishing boats bob gently in the water, the usually crowded tourist spot now peaceful. Groningen's historic Martinitoren overlooks an empty Grote Markt, while the fairy tale-like De Haar Castle stands majestically amidst deserted parklands, its towers and moats undisturbed. An aerial view reveals the Afsluitdijk, a 32-kilometer-long causeway stretching like an empty ribbon across the water. On Marken Island, a quaint, deserted street showcases its characteristic wooden houses on stilts. The Peace Palace in The Hague, the seat of international law, is shown in solitary grandeur. In Eindhoven, the Van Gogh Roosgaarde cycle path glows like a starry night, its illuminated trail completely empty. Finally, high drone perspectives reveal the endless geometric fields of colorful tulips in Flevoland, with no people or cars in sight. From the vibrant tulip fields to the silent historic cities, we have journeyed through a Netherlands transformed by stillness. This unique perspective allows us to appreciate the profound beauty and intricate details of these 23 treasures in a way that is rarely possible. As our tour concludes with a final serene shot of the Kinderdijk windmills reflected in the still water at sunset, we are reminded of the timeless elegance that endures when the world goes quiet. Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable visual tour. Embark on a journey with us as we explore the soul of Germany, captured in serene stillness. This is a visual tour of 23 of the nation's most treasured landmarks and landscapes, presented without the hustle and bustle of crowds. Experience these iconic sites in their pure, solitary splendor, allowing their true beauty and history to resonate in the quiet moments of dawn and dusk. Prepare to see Germany as you've never seen it before, a tranquil dreamscape of fairy tale castles, majestic cathedrals, and breathtaking natural wonders, all in stunning 4K. Our journey begins at the ethereal Neuschwanstein Castle, a fairy tale vision perched on a rugged hill, its towers piercing the morning mist. We then travel to the heart of the capital to witness the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, standing as a solitary symbol of unity against the soft glow of sunrise. From there, we gaze up at the magnificent twin spires of the Cologne Cathedral, its Gothic grandeur dominating an empty plaza below. Venturing into nature, we wander through the dense, mystical Black Forest, where sunlight filters through a canopy of dark fir trees, illuminating an empty, enchanted world. We continue to the romantic ruins of Heidelberg Castle, overlooking the deserted Neckar River and its timeless old bridge. Next, we are transported to Saxon-Switzerland National Park, where the incredible Bastei Bridge spans breathtaking rock formations, completely devoid of visitors. Our path leads us to Rothenburg ob der Tauber, where we stroll down a picturesque, empty cobblestone street, a perfectly preserved medieval dream. We then soar above the romantic Rhine, a deserted river valley studded with ancient castles, before finding peace at the emerald green Lake Königssee, where St. Bartholomew's Church sits silently on its shore. Returning to Berlin, we see the historic Reichstag building and its modern glass dome at dawn, a silent testament to Germany's past and future. We then discover the crystal-clear waters of Eibsee Lake, offering stunning, empty views of the mighty Zugspitze mountain. High on a forested precipice stands the solitary Wartburg Castle, where history was written. Nearby, the Rakottsbrücke, or Devil's Bridge, creates a perfect, mystical circle in the still water below. We explore the ornate Linderhof Palace, King Ludwig II's Rococo fantasy, set within vast, deserted gardens, and then witness the unique, empty landscape of the Wadden Sea at low tide. Our tour takes us through the deserted medieval streets of Quedlinburg's Old Town, with its charming timber-framed houses. In Hamburg, we admire the Speicherstadt, the world's largest warehouse district, its red brick facades reflected in the quiet twilight canals. We find the quintessential medieval Burg Eltz, nestled in a deserted forest, before arriving at Munich's Marienplatz, where the new town hall stands over an empty square in the early morning light. At Sanssouci Palace in Potsdam, we admire Frederick the Great's summer retreat and its terraced vineyards. We then explore the pristine, empty alpine landscapes of Berchtesgaden National Park and stand before Lübeck's Holsten Tor, the iconic city gate guarding a deserted old town. Finally, an aerial shot reveals the vast, empty panorama of snow and rock from the summit of the Zugspitze, Germany's highest peak. As our visual exploration of Germany concludes, we are left with a final lingering image: Neuschwanstein Castle, shrouded in the morning mist, fading slowly like a half-remembered dream. The silence of these 23 treasures has allowed us to connect with their essence, revealing a profound beauty that endures long after the crowds have dispersed. This is the timeless spirit of Germany, a quiet symphony of history, nature, and artistry, waiting to be discovered in the peaceful moments of solitude. We hope this journey has inspired you to seek the tranquility that lies at the heart of these magnificent places. In the heart of Asia lies a land of vast open spaces where the sky feels bigger and the earth more ancient. This is Mongolia, a country of epic landscapes and profound solitude, a place untouched by the clamor of the modern world. From the endless Gobi Desert to the sacred peaks of the Altai, we journey through a realm where nature reigns supreme. Join us as we explore the silent, unpeopled beauty of Mongolia's most breathtaking places, captured in stunning 4K. Our journey begins in the vast Gobi Desert, where the Kongoran Els sand dunes rise like golden waves against the dawn. We then find ourselves at the edge of Lake Khövsgöl, its deep blue waters a mirror to the silent, pristine forests that embrace it. High above, the majestic snow-capped peaks of Altai Tavan Bogd National Park pierce a clear blue sky, their vast glaciers holding the silence of millennia. In Gorky Terelj National Park, the famous Turtle Rock Formation stands as a solitary sentinel in a deserted green valley. The journey continues to the Orkhon Valley, where the wide, powerful Orkhon waterfall cascades into an empty basin of volcanic rock. We witness the flaming cliffs of Bayanzag, their red-orange sandstone glowing ethereally in the late afternoon sun, completely deserted. The surreal eroded cliffs of the White Stupa, or Tsagan Suvarga, rise from the earth like the stupas of a long-lost city, bathed in solitude. We then gaze upon the silent walls and empty stupas of the ancient Erdene Zu monastery, a testament to a faith that endures in the quiet landscape. We venture into the deep, narrow gorge of Yolin Am, the Eagle Valley, where a thick, permanent ice field defies the seasons. Steam rises from the natural pools of the Senker Hot Springs, a warm oasis in an empty, lush green valley. In Korgo Terkin Tsagan Nur National Park, the serene white lake lies peacefully with the dark, empty cone of the Korgo volcano as its backdrop. Looming over the empty steppe, the colossal steel statue of the Genghis Khan statue complex shimmers under the sun, a powerful symbol of a nation's history. The grand, symmetrical architecture of Amarbayaskalant Monastery stands alone in a vast green landscape, a monument of peace. In Hustai National Park, the endless, rolling green steppe stretches out under a massive sky, with no signs of human life. We wander through the scattered, desolate ruins of the Ongi Monastery, its stones whispering tales on the banks of an empty river. Surreal granite formations of Baga Gazrin Chulu rise unexpectedly from the flat desert steppe, and the massive Taikar Chulu rock sits alone in a wide field, covered in ancient inscriptions. We stand among the foundational ruins of Karakorum, the ancient capital where a lone stone turtle marks a forgotten empire. An aerial view reveals the Orkhon River winding like a silver ribbon through the vast, uninhabited steppe. We find ourselves in the remote Darkhad Valley, an expansive wetland basin dotted with empty lakes and surrounded by mountains. The perfect circular crater of the extinct Uran Togu volcano is now covered in a blanket of green. Finally, a sweeping panoramic shot reveals the endless Mongolian steppe, a vast empty grassland stretching to the horizon under a giant sky, a final testament to this land's boundless freedom. Mongolia is more than just a destination. It's an experience of raw, untamed nature and profound tranquility. It is a world away from our own, a reminder of the quiet majesty that still exists on our planet. As the sun sets, the colossal Genghis Khan statue shrinks against the immense, unending landscape, a powerful image of humanity's place within the vastness of the natural world. This is the enduring spirit of Mongolia, a land of endless horizons and timeless beauty, forever etched in the heart of Asia. From the snow-dusted peaks of the High Atlas to the sun-scorched dunes of the Sahara, Morocco is a land of dramatic contrasts, ancient traditions, and breathtaking beauty. Join us on an unpeopled journey as we explore 22 of its most magnificent locations, captured in serene 4K. Our journey begins in the tranquil morning light of Chefchaouen, where the iconic blue-washed streets of the Medina are found in a rare state of complete serenity. We then travel to the endless expanse of the Sahara Desert at Ergchebi, its vast sculptural dunes stretching to a horizon under a clear, endless sky. In Marrakesh, the Jardin Majorelle offers a moment of quiet contemplation, its intense cobalt blue villas and pots standing silently amidst deserted cacti gardens. As sunset casts its golden glow, the ancient fortified city of Ait Ben Haddou appears, its mud brick walls glowing amber with no one in sight. The raw power of nature is on full display at Tadra Gorge, where towering, sheer red canyon walls flank a crystal-clear river flowing through the empty gorge floor. At dawn in Casablanca, the magnificent Hassan II Mosque and its soaring minaret are reflected perfectly on the deserted wet plaza. We then lose ourselves in the labyrinthine alleys of Fes El Bali, the world's largest medieval Medina, experienced here in a state of profound emptiness. Along the coast, Lagzira Beach reveals its colossal, natural red rock arches standing sentinel over a deserted, windswept shore at low tide. Nearby, the Uzud Falls cascade in powerful tears, sending mist into an empty basin surrounded by lush greenery. We step back in time at Volubilis, where ancient Roman ruins, complete with intricate mosaic floors and triumphant arches, stand silent in a vast, empty field. The journey continues into the Dades Valley, revealing a dramatic, winding switchback road carved into the deserted, rocky landscape. In the coastal city of Essaouira, the old stone ramparts of Scala de la Ville with antique cannons point out over an empty, crashing sea. In the capital, Rabat, the Kasbah of the Udayas presents a pristine, blue and white painted alleyway, empty and overlooking the vast Atlantic. We ascend into the high Atlas Mountains for a breathtaking, unpeopled vista of snow-capped peaks and deep green valleys. Our tour of imperial cities takes us to Meknes, where the ornate and massive Bab Mansour Laliouge Gate stands in silent grandeur. Near Agadir, we discover Paradise Valley, a hidden chain of turquoise natural rock pools and small waterfalls nestled in a deserted canyon. A change of scenery awaits in a frame, nicknamed Little Switzerland, its unique alpine-style architecture seen on a quiet, empty street. In the anti-Atlas, the surreal landscape of Tafra Out unfolds, where giant, painted blue rocks are scattered across a stark, empty desert. The coastal town of Asila charms us with its clean, whitewashed Medina walls, adorned with colorful murals along a deserted seaside promenade. From the air, the Ziz Valley Oasis is a stunning sight, a massive green river of palm trees cutting through a deserted, arid canyon. We explore the atmospheric ruins of the Telouet Kasbah, its crumbling yet ornate rooms now empty and open to the sky. Our journey through Fez concludes with an overhead view of the Chouara Tannery, its ancient stone pits filled with colorful dyes, silent and still. From bustling Medina's return to silence to natural wonders in their purest form, we hope this unpeopled journey has revealed the timeless soul of Morocco. Thank you for joining us. Beyond the familiar postcard views of rolling hills and charming villages lies another England, a land of peculiar follies, ancient riddles, and places that defy easy explanation. On a weathered, mist-shrouded map of England, 25 points of strange, pulsating light begin to flicker into existence, beckoning us into the unknown corners of this old, eccentric island. Our journey begins in Knaresborough at Mother Shipton's petrifying well, where water thick with minerals slowly turns everyday objects into solid stone. We then descend into the Shell Grotto in Margate, a subterranean passage where millions of shells form intricate, inexplicable mosaics. In Yorkshire, the Forbidden Corner offers a fantastical labyrinth of bizarre follies and strange sculptures, while nearby, Brimham Rocks presents a landscape of giant, otherworldly rock formations eroded into impossible shapes. Oxford surprises us with the Headington Shark, a massive sculpture crashing headfirst through the roof of an ordinary house. Beneath Liverpool, Williamson's tunnels form a bewildering network built for no apparent reason, a true subterranean enigma. The air itself becomes an instrument in Lancashire, where the singing ringing tree, a sculpture of steel pipes, hums an eerie melody on the wind. In Thorpeness, the house in the clouds perches impossibly atop a tall tower, a fairy tale vision floating above the trees. We then venture into the haunted ancient forest of Wistman's Wood on Dartmoor, where twisted, moss-draped oaks create a scene from a forgotten time. Cornwall offers two marvels, the sacred St. Nectan's Glen, where a waterfall cascades through a perfect hole in the rock, and the fairy tale castle of St. Michael's Mount, accessible only by a causeway at low tide. Back in London, God's Own Junkyard is a chaotic warehouse glowing with salvaged neon signs, while Crossbones Graveyard stands as a poignant shrine to the city's forgotten outcasts. In Surrey, Page Hill Park's Crystal Grotto shimmers, a man-made cave completely covered in crystalline stalactites. We feel a chill in Pluckley, Kent, a village shrouded in mist and its reputation as England's most haunted place. The landscape itself holds ancient power, from the mysterious conical hill of Glastonbury Tor to the monumental circle of Stonehenge. In Windsor, the Crooked House leans at a dizzying angle, while on a Sussex hillside, the Long Man of Wilmington remains an enigmatic chalk figure. Yorkshire's Spurn Point is a fragile sliver of sand stretching into the North Sea, and the Peak District's Mam Tor, the shivering mountain, crumbles, revealing its geological instability. Our tour of the strange continues at Penshaw Monument in Sunderland, a colossal Greek temple on a northern English hill. In Wiltshire, the Avebury Stone Circle is so vast that a village, including the Red Lion pub, the only pub inside a prehistoric stone circle, is built within it. We seek the elusive Derwent Waters floating island, a phantom of peat that occasionally surfaces, before returning to Avebury for a pint at the world's most uniquely situated pub. The points of light on the misty map flicker and fade one by one, leaving the land to its secrets as the fog rolls back in to cover all. England guards its mysteries well, waiting for the next curious traveler to seek them out, forever reminding us that the strangest tales are often etched into the landscape itself. Prepare to embark on an unparalleled visual journey, a voyage into a realm of serene solitude and raw, elemental power. This is Greenland, a land of ancient ice and profound silence, presented here as an untouched wilderness. We invite you to experience its 23 most breathtaking treasures, each captured in stunning 4K and presented completely devoid of human presence, allowing the landscape's majestic voice to speak for itself. Our odyssey begins at the Ilulissat Ice Fjord, a UNESCO World Heritage Site where colossal icebergs calve from the Surmek-Kujalleq Glacier, floating in a silent, majestic procession. As darkness falls, the sky ignites with the northern lights, a celestial ballet of green and purple dancing over a desolate, snow-covered expanse. We soar over Scoresby Sund, the world's largest fjord system, its labyrinthine channels choked with ice, a breathtaking aerial vista of an empty, frozen kingdom. The sheer power of nature is on full display at the Iki Glacier, where massive walls of ice thunderously crash into the sea, a spectacle witnessed from a safe, solitary distance. In Disco Bay, we drift through a sculpture garden of ice, where giant, uniquely shaped bergs bask under the perpetual light of the midnight sun. The quiet, colorful houses of Qaqortoq cling to a hillside, a splash of color in an otherwise empty, dramatic landscape of icy mountains. Imagine the warmth of the Unartok hot springs, steaming defiantly in the middle of a frozen, desolate world, with icebergs floating nearby. A sweeping drone shot takes us over the Greenland ice sheet, an immense, seemingly infinite expanse of pristine white, an untouched canvas stretching to the horizon. We find serenity in Tasiilaq, a picturesque town nestled between towering peaks and serene fjords, its tranquility amplified by the absence of any activity. History whispers from the lonely Viking ruins of Valsey Church, its stone walls standing silently in a green, empty valley. A boardwalk guides us through the Surmermiat Valley, an ancient Inuit settlement now deserted, leading to the edge of the ice fjord. The traditional hunting village of Kulusuk sits empty on its rocky, barren island, a testament to resilience. We stand before the imposing front of the Russell Glacier, a miles-long wall of ice meeting the tundra in stark silence. In southern Greenland, the lush, empty fields of Narsarsuaq offer a startling contrast of green against the ever-present ice. A mesmerizing time-lapse captures the midnight sun as it kisses the horizon before rising again, a celestial phenomenon over a deserted, icy sea. We journey to the remote Ella Island, where dramatic fjords cut through colorful, stratified mountains within the Northeast Greenland National Park. Even Itakortormiit, one of the most remote settlements on Earth, is shown utterly deserted, its vibrant houses stark against the snow. The scale of this land is unfathomable, seen in the aerial view of Petermann Glacier, its vast ice tongue stretching into the Arctic Ocean. The stark beauty of the high Arctic unfolds around the Thule region, a landscape of profound emptiness. Yet life persists as close-ups reveal tiny, resilient Arctic flowers blooming in the sparse tundra. We venture inside a shimmering blue ice cave, where light filters through ancient frozen walls, a truly ethereal experience. Conceptually, a solitary whale breaches in a vast expanse of Arctic water, a moment of wild majesty with no boats in sight. Our tour culminates with a final sweeping shot over the Northeast Greenland National Park, the world's largest, an ultimate wilderness devoid of any human footprint. As our journey concludes, we are left with a final, lingering image, the ethereal glow of the northern lights, their colors reflecting on the calm, iceberg-filled surface of a silent, utterly empty sea. Through this lens, we have witnessed not just a place, but a feeling, the profound and humbling beauty of solitude, the enduring power of a world untouched. Greenland, in its purest form, is a memory etched in ice and silence. In the vast expanse of the cosmos, a single, glowing maple leaf materializes from the darkness, its ethereal light pulsing gently. It expands, transforming into a celestial topographical map of Canada, a sprawling tapestry woven with starlight. Across this immense territory, points of light begin to appear, each one a beacon marking a wonder to be discovered, inviting us on a journey through the heart of the Great White North. Our voyage begins at the thunderous spectacle of Niagara Falls in Ontario, where a colossal curtain of water plunges into a misty abyss, its roar a testament to nature's raw power. We then find ourselves transported to the serene tranquility of Moraine Lake in Banff National Park. Here, a breathtakingly turquoise lake rests peacefully in the Valley of the Ten Peaks, its surface a flawless mirror reflecting the snow-dusted mountains that cradle it. The scene shifts to the rugged Atlantic coast, where Peggy's Cove Lighthouse in Nova Scotia stands as a steadfast sentinel, its classic red and white form perched on a massive granite outcrop, eternally pounded by ocean waves. Under the soft glow of moonlight, the empty cobblestone streets of Old Quebec reveal a historic European-style city, its steep-roofed stone buildings sleeping in silent elegance. We travel onward to the stark, otherworldly landscape of Gros Morne National Park in Newfoundland, where the flat-topped mountains of the Earth's exposed mantle slide dramatically into a deep, fjord-like freshwater lake. At the Bay of Fundy, we witness the giant, flower pot formations of Hopewell Rock standing on the ocean floor at low tide, their unique shapes sculpted by the world's most extreme tides. In the heart of the Rockies, Jasper National Park's Spirit Island emerges, a tiny serene grove of trees set against the stunning emerald waters of Maligne Lake. As the sun sets, Toronto's iconic CN Tower pierces the clouds, a slender silhouette against a vibrant sky. The journey continues along Alberta's Icefields Parkway, a winding road carving through a vast wilderness of glaciers and soaring peaks, and across British Columbia's Capilano Suspension Bridge, a narrow path hanging silently over a misty, forested canyon. Under the dancing green and purple lights of the Aurora Borealis, we cross the frozen tundra of Churchill, Manitoba. We trace the dramatic curves of the Cabot Trail in Nova Scotia, a highway clinging to the cliffs of Cape Breton Island above a deep blue sea. The vibrant green waters of Emerald Lake in Yoho National Park perfectly reflect the dense forest and towering peaks surrounding it, while Algonquin Provincial Park in Ontario blazes with the red and gold of autumn. We discover the surreal, arid badlands of Dinosaur Provincial Park and the endless driftwood-littered beaches of Pacific Rim National Park. In the Yukon's Kluane National Park, immense glaciers stretch between Canada's highest mountains. We find charm in Mont Tremblant's picturesque village and awe in Waterton Lakes National Park, where mountains rise abruptly from the water. The immense Confederation Bridge curves gracefully over the frozen sea, connecting to Prince Edward Island. In the remote wilderness of Nahanni National Park Reserve, a powerful river plunges over the spectacular Virginia Falls. We marvel at the unexpected Athabasca sand dunes in Saskatchewan and the vibrant explosion of color at Butchart Gardens in British Columbia. As our journey across this magnificent land concludes, the final point of light on the map begins to fade. The starlit cartography of Canada converges, the ethereal maple leaf dissolving back into a single brilliant spark that vanishes into the darkness. A profound and silent majesty lingers, an echo of the boundless beauty and untamed spirit of the nation, leaving an indelible impression on the heart and soul. Embark on a journey with us as we explore the soul of Germany, captured in serene stillness. This is a visual tour of 23 of the nation's most treasured landmarks and landscapes, presented without the hustle and bustle of crowds. Experience these iconic sites in their pure, solitary splendor, allowing their true beauty and history to resonate in the quiet moments of dawn and dusk. Prepare to see Germany as you've never seen it before, a tranquil dreamscape of fairy tale castles, majestic cathedrals, and breathtaking natural wonders, all in stunning 4K. Our journey begins at the ethereal Neuschwanstein Castle, a fairy tale vision perched on a rugged hill, its towers piercing the morning mist. We then travel to the heart of the capital to witness the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, standing as a solitary symbol of unity against the soft glow of sunrise. From there, we gaze up at the magnificent twin spires of the Cologne Cathedral, its Gothic grandeur dominating an empty plaza below. Venturing into nature, we wander through the dense, mystical Black Forest, where sunlight filters through a canopy of dark fir trees, illuminating an empty, enchanted world. We continue to the romantic ruins of Heidelberg Castle, overlooking the deserted Neckar River and its timeless old bridge. Next, we are transported to Saxon, Switzerland National Park, where the incredible Bastei Bridge spans breathtaking rock formations, completely devoid of visitors. Our path leads us to Rothenburg ob der Tauber, where we stroll down a picturesque, empty cobblestone street, a perfectly preserved medieval dream. We then soar above the romantic Rhine, a deserted river valley studded with ancient castles, before finding peace at the emerald green Lake Königssee, where St. Bartholomew's Church sits silently on its shore. Returning to Berlin, we see the historic Reichstag building and its modern glass dome at dawn, a silent testament to Germany's past and future. We then discover the crystal-clear waters of Eibsee Lake, offering stunning, empty views of the mighty Zugspitze mountain. High on a forested precipice stands the solitary Wartburg Castle, where history was written. Nearby, the Rakottsbrücke, or Devil's Bridge, creates a perfect, mystical circle in the still water below. We explore the ornate Linderhof Palace, King Ludwig II's Rococo fantasy, set within vast, deserted gardens, and then witness the unique, empty landscape of the Wadden Sea at low tide. Our tour takes us through the deserted medieval streets of Quedlinburg's Old Town, with its charming timber-framed houses. In Hamburg, we admire the Speicherstadt, the world's largest warehouse district, its red brick facades reflected in the quiet twilight canals. We find the quintessential medieval Burg Eltz, nestled in a deserted forest, before arriving at Munich's Marienplatz, where the new town hall stands over an empty square in the early morning light. At Sanssouci Palace in Potsdam, we admire Frederick the Great's summer retreat and its terraced vineyards. We then explore the pristine, empty alpine landscapes of Berchtesgaden National Park and stand before Lübeck's Holsten Tor, the iconic city gate guarding a deserted old town. Finally, an aerial shot reveals the vast, empty panorama of snow and rock from the summit of the Zugspitze, Germany's highest peak. As our visual exploration of Germany concludes, we are left with a final lingering image: Neuschwanstein Castle, shrouded in the morning mist, fading slowly like a half-remembered dream. The silence of these 23 treasures has allowed us to connect with their essence, revealing a profound beauty that endures long after the crowds have dispersed. This is the timeless spirit of Germany, a quiet symphony of history, nature, and artistry, waiting to be discovered in the peaceful moments of solitude. We hope this journey has inspired you to seek the tranquility that lies at the heart of these magnificent places. Have you ever wondered what the world's most iconic landmarks would look like without the crowds? What if you could wander through ancient ruins and pristine beaches in complete solitude, with only the sounds of nature for company? Today, we invite you on an exclusive journey to the island of Cyprus as you've never seen it before. Join us as we explore 23 of its most treasured locations, captured in stunning 4K, completely empty and serene. Our journey begins at the legendary birthplace of Aphrodite, Petra to Romeo. We witness the iconic sea stack at sunrise, its form silhouetted against a pastel sky, as calm turquoise waters gently lap the deserted shore. From there, we ascend to the magnificent Korean Ancient Theater, its stone seats empty under the golden sun, overlooking a vast, silent sea. We then drift to the pristine shores of Fig Tree Bay in Proteus, where the golden sand and crystal-clear water lie untouched, without a single soul in sight. Deep within the island's heart, the Kikos Monastery reveals its quiet, ornate courtyards. We glide through empty corridors, admiring detailed frescoes and mosaics in absolute peace. Next, we descend into the Tombs of the Kings, a vast deserted necropolis where impressive underground chambers, carved from solid rock, hold the secrets of ages past. Along the coast, the stunning sea caves and natural rock bridges of Cape Greco stand deserted against the backdrop of a deep blue sea, a testament to nature's artistry. An aerial view reveals Nissi Beach, its famous white sands and islet completely empty and tranquil. We then soar over the breathtaking Blue Lagoon in Akamas, its shimmering turquoise waters untouched by boats, a pristine jewel of the Mediterranean. Our tour takes us into the island's timeless villages. We wander the narrow cobblestone streets of Lefkara, where traditional stone houses stand silent, the famed lace and silverware workshops empty. High in the mountains, the fairy tale ruins of St. Hilarion Castle cling to a rugged peak, deserted and offering panoramic views over a silent landscape. We venture into the dramatic, narrow limestone walls of Avacas Gorge, its imposing presence echoing with profound silence. In Larnaca, the beautiful stone facade of the Church of St. Lazarus stands peacefully in its serene, empty courtyard. We continue to Omodos, where the traditional village square and historic monastery are deserted, its cobblestone paths leading through silent stone-built houses. The echoes of history resonate through the sprawling, deserted ruins of Salamis' ancient city, its gymnasium and theater standing stoically by the sea. We find poetic beauty in the Gothic ruins of Bellapay Abbey, its empty arches framing sublime views of the distant coastline. A sweeping drone shot takes us over the pine-covered peaks and deserted valleys of the Troodos Mountains. At the island's remote tip, the Karpas Peninsula reveals its golden beach, an endless stretch of deserted sand dunes meeting the turquoise sea. Nearby, the Hala Sultan Tekka Mosque sits serenely on the edge of the Larnaca Salt Lake, its perfect reflection undisturbed in the still, empty waters. We step further back in time at the Koira-Koitia Neolithic settlement, where ancient circular stone huts stand deserted on a sun-drenched hillside. A haunting stillness pervades the Famagusta walled city, a ghost town where empty streets and abandoned buildings are frozen in time. We discover the secluded Adonis Baths, a hidden waterfall cascading into a natural pool, its lush greenery untouched and silent. The picturesque Kyrenia harbor lies quiet, its formidable castle reflected in the calm, mirror-like water. Our historical exploration concludes at the Paphos mosaics, where intricate floors depicting ancient myths can be admired in complete and reverent solitude. As our visual tour of a silent Cyprus comes to a close, we are left with a profound sense of peace and timelessness. These empty landscapes, free from the noise of the modern world, reveal the pure, unadulterated beauty of the island's soul. We leave you with one final, sweeping drone shot, fading out over the deserted, sun-kissed landscape of Cape Greco at sunset. An ancient marble map of the Italian peninsula materializes from starlight, its boot-like shape glowing as a single point of light begins to trace a path through its heart. A journey through Italy's timeless beauty begins in Rome, where the Colosseum, a colossal broken amphitheater of stone, stands under a vast sky, its empty arches echoing with the silent roars of a forgotten empire. From the heart of the ancient world, we drift to Venice, following the winding waterway of its shimmering green Grand Canal. Flanked by majestic, decaying palaces that rise directly from the water, silent gondolas rest, waiting to glide through the city's liquid streets. Our path then leads south to the Amalfi Coast, a dramatic landscape where cliffs, covered in terraced groves and pastel-colored villages, plunge into a sparkling turquoise sea. We travel inland to Florence, where the monumental dome of its cathedral, a masterpiece of Renaissance genius crowned with a white marble lantern, dominates a city of art. Further along the coast lies Cinque Terre, a string of 5 ancient, brightly colored villages clinging precariously to rugged cliffs, connected by paths that offer breathtaking views over the Italian Riviera. No tour is complete without witnessing the Leaning Tower of Pisa, a beautiful white marble bell tower frozen in a perpetual, graceful fall against a perfect blue sky. To the north, the Dolomites present a breathtaking range of pale, jagged limestone peaks that blush pink and purple at sunrise and sunset, towering over green alpine meadows. Returning to Rome, we find the Trevi Fountain, a magnificent Baroque sculpture of mythical figures and wild horses, from which a world of pure, clear water erupts and tumbles over stone. Nearby, within Vatican City, St. Peter's Basilica's colossal dome rises above a grand, empty square, a symbol of divine architecture reaching towards the heavens. The journey continues to Lake Como, a serene, Y-shaped lake of deep blue water nestled at the foot of the Alps, its shores lined with elegant villas and lush gardens. We then venture to the past in Pompeii, where the ghostly, silent streets and preserved ruins of an ancient Roman city lie in the solemn shadow of the volcano that both destroyed and immortalized it. The gentle, rolling hills of the Tuscan countryside offer a peaceful respite, with cypress trees standing like sentinels and winding roads leading to distant golden stone farmhouses. In Rome, the Pantheon's ancient temple, with its colossal, unreinforced concrete dome and perfect oculus, opens to the sky like a giant watchful eye. Further south, we discover the Sassi di Matera, a breathtaking city of ancient cave dwellings carved into the sides of a rocky ravine, a window into a prehistoric world. In Sicily, the Valley of the Temples reveals a stunning row of remarkably preserved golden stone Greek temples on a ridge overlooking the Mediterranean. The ethereal blue grotto of Capri enchants with its brilliant blue illumination, created as sunlight passes through an underwater cavity. We explore the whimsical village of Alberobello, with its unique cone-roofed trolley houses, before facing the massive dormant volcano of Mount Vesuvius, a silent reminder of its immense power. In Venice, the Rialto Bridge gracefully crosses the Grand Canal, while the Verona Arena stands perfectly preserved in the heart of a romantic city. The medieval towers of San Gimignano rise from the Tuscan landscape, and the sun-bleached island of Ortigia in Syracuse offers a glimpse into ancient Greek life. Our journey finds a surreal end at the Saturnia Hot Springs, where tiered natural pools of milky blue thermal water cascade down a hillside. The point of light on the marble map completes its journey and fades, leaving the glowing peninsula to dissolve back into the stardust from which it came. Have you ever wondered what the world's most iconic landmarks would look like without the crowds? Imagine standing alone in a place that has witnessed centuries of history, a silent observer to its enduring grandeur. Let's embark on a journey through Turkey, a land where ancient empires and natural wonders converge, and experience its 23 greatest treasures in a state of profound and beautiful solitude. Our tour begins in Istanbul, inside the magnificent Hagia Sophia. Light streams from the Grand Dome, illuminating the ancient silent nave where empires once prayed. Nearby, we witness the sunrise caress the stunning exterior of the Blue Mosque, its 6 minarets and cascading domes serene and empty. We then drift to Cappadocia, where hundreds of hot air balloons float silently over surreal, deserted valleys of fairy chimneys at the break of dawn. Our journey continues to the otherworldly terraces of Pamukkale, where empty white travertine pools filled with turquoise water glisten under the sun. In the ancient city of Ephesus, the grand facade of the Library of Celsus stands solitary and magnificent. As sunset paints the sky, we find ourselves on Mount Nemrut, where the colossal, enigmatic stone heads of ancient gods sit in profound silence on the deserted summit. High in the Pontic Mountains, the ancient Samela Monastery clings dramatically to a sheer rock cliff, overlooking a dense, misty forest utterly empty. We then find ourselves on Patara Beach, an immense, deserted stretch of golden sand meeting the turquoise Mediterranean, with no footprints to mark its perfection. An aerial view reveals the pristine, empty turquoise lagoon and white sand of Aludeniz, a paradise untouched. Returning to Istanbul's history, we wander through an opulent, empty courtyard of Topkapi Palace, its intricate tilework and gilded details on full display. The labyrinthine, vaulted corridors of the Grand Bazaar are completely empty and silent, a stark contrast to their usual bustling energy. The Bosphorus Strait itself is a picture of tranquility, with no boats on the water beneath its iconic bridges. We then visit the vast, perfectly preserved Roman Theater of Aspendos, its stone seats completely empty, waiting for a performance that will never come. At Göbekli Tepe, we stand before the world's oldest known temple, its ancient pillars standing alone on a deserted hilltop. The hauntingly beautiful ruins of Ani, the medieval city of 1,001 churches, lie deserted on a grassy plateau. Nature's solitude calls again in Butterfly Valley, a secluded, lush green canyon and waterfall completely untouched. We see the vast, serene Lake Van, with the lonely, ancient church on the deserted Akdamar Island. In Safranbolu, quiet, cobblestone streets are lined with perfectly preserved, empty Ottoman-era houses. The ornate, ancient Lycian rock tombs of Dalian, carved into a sheer cliff face, overlook an empty river below. Our pilgrimage takes us to the Mevlana Museum in Konya, where the iconic fluted turquoise dome of Rumi's tomb stands silently against a clear sky. We find peace at Uzungol, a serene emerald green lake surrounded by steep forested mountains, the village beside it quiet and empty. The formidable ancient Theodosian walls of Constantinople stretch across the landscape, completely deserted. Our journey through solitude culminates in the extravagant, empty ceremonial hall of Dolmabahce Palace, its crystal chandelier gleaming in splendid isolation. As our journey concludes, we are left with a final, sweeping drone shot over the deserted Bosphorus at night. The city lights twinkle around the still water, a silent testament to the timeless beauty of these places. This is Turkey as you've never seen it before, a world of silent majesty, waiting to be discovered anew in the quiet moments between the echoes of history. Soft, ambient music begins. From the gentle brushstrokes of an ancient ink wash, a familiar shape emerges. A verdant island like a sweet potato, glowing softly with an inner light. This is Taiwan, a land of breathtaking beauty and quiet wonder, inviting us on a journey through its most sacred and stunning landscapes. Our journey begins in the heart of the island, at the majestic Taroko Gorge, where sheer, monumental marble cliffs plunge dramatically into a rushing turquoise river below. We then drift to the serene expanse of Sun Moon Lake, shrouded in a soft morning mist, with the tiny solitary Lalu Island resting at its center. As dawn breaks over Alishan, a breathtaking river of thick white clouds flows through deep mountain valleys, a celestial sea painted by the rising sun. Further north, in Yangmingshan National Park, endless rolling fields of delicate cherry blossoms create a sea of pink under a misty sky, a fleeting and beautiful spectacle. Venturing to the south, we find Kenting National Park, where pristine white sand beaches meet crystal clear turquoise water, bordered by lush, green, unspoiled hills. As dusk settles over Jufin's Old Street, hundreds of red lanterns begin to glow, illuminating the empty, narrow, stone-stepped alleys with a warm, nostalgic light. In the heart of winter, Hewanshan's peaks are covered in a perfect, untouched blanket of white snow under a crisp, clear blue sky. On the eastern coast, the colossal Qingshui Cliff drops vertically for hundreds of meters into the deep, dark blue waters of the Pacific Ocean, a testament to nature's raw power. Off the coast, we discover Penghu's basalt columns, a coastline of perfectly formed, hexagonal volcanic rock standing stoically against the sea. In Kaohsiung, the vibrant, seven-story dragon and tiger pagodas are reflected flawlessly in the still, glassy waters of the Lotus Pond. Nearby, the powerful, wide horseshoe of Shifen Waterfall cascades over rocks into a lush green plunge pool. From the heights of Elephant Mountain, the iconic bamboo-shaped skyscraper of Taipei 101 rises majestically above the city skyline at twilight. On the outer islands, we find tranquility. Green Islands, Jari hot springs steam gently on the rocky coast, offering a warm embrace just a breath away from the ocean waves. On Orchid Island, surreal sea-carved coastal formations, like the silent Helmet Rock, stand as natural sculptures against the horizon. At Gaomei Wetlands, the vast, shallow water perfectly reflects the fiery orange and purple colors of the sunset sky, blurring the line between earth and heaven. In the countryside, Qishang's vast geometric patchwork of brilliant green rice fields stretches to the mountains along the famed Mr. Brown Avenue. We find peace at Foguangshan Monastery, where the majestic Grand Hall and the giant, serene golden Buddha statue watch over a vast, empty courtyard. In autumn, Wuling Farm becomes a stunning landscape of red, orange, and yellow foliage as maple trees cover the mountainsides. In Penghu, the twin Heartstone Weir, an ancient fishing trap, forms two perfect hearts in the shallow, turquoise coastal water. The entire landscape of colorful temples and pagodas at the Lotus Pond is mirrored on the water's tranquil surface at dawn. At Yelu Geopark, the iconic slender-necked Queen's Head rock formation stands alone against the backdrop of the sea. In Maokong, endless rolling hills are covered in the neat, orderly rows of vibrant green tea bushes. We witness a curious wonder at the water-running upward scenic area, where a small stream appears to defy gravity. At Taiwan's southernmost point, the powerful, stark white Eluanbi Lighthouse stands guard on a green, grassy cape. Finally, at Tamsui Fisherman's Wharf, the elegant silhouette of the Lover's Bridge arches against a brilliant orange and pink sunset sky. Music softens. The ink-wash painting of Taiwan softly dissolves, leaving behind a single glowing lotus flower, a symbol of the purity and enduring beauty of this island, before it gently fades to black. In the heart of an endless desert, shimmering golden sand gathers, drawn by an unseen force. Magically, a crystalline desert rose takes shape, its intricate, delicate petals unfurling one by one, a silent bloom under a vast and empty sky. This is Qatar, a land of quiet marvels and breathtaking beauty, waiting to be discovered. Our journey begins at sunrise, as the National Museum of Qatar, a magnificent structure resembling a desert rose, catches the first light. Its interlocking discs glow with a soft, warm hue, a modern masterpiece in perfect harmony with its ancient inspiration. From there, we drift to the Museum of Islamic Art, an iconic, Cubist-inspired fortress of culture resting on its own private island. The sharp, geometric lines of its design are mirrored flawlessly in the calm, glassy waters of the bay, a testament to timeless elegance. As dawn breaks, we wander the silent, labyrinthine alleyways of Souk Waqif. The traditional mud-rendered buildings and colorful wooden doors stand in quiet repose, their stories held within, long before the daily bustle begins. We then find ourselves in the deserted Connaught Quartier of the Pearl Qatar, a vibrant, Venetian-inspired dreamscape. Pastel-colored facades and tranquil canals create a scene of picturesque serenity, a city asleep. Nearby, at Katara Cultural Village, the grand Roman-style amphitheater faces the sea, its empty tiers awaiting an audience, while the abstract sculptural pigeon towers stand as silent sentinels of tradition. The camera sweeps across the Doha Corniche, offering a panoramic vista of the futuristic West Bay skyline. Its unique, towering skyscrapers punctuate the horizon, their reflections dancing on the tranquil, undisturbed waters of the bay. Our journey then takes us to the natural wonder of the inland sea, Khor al-Adaid. Here, a breathtaking and serene spectacle unfolds as immense golden sand dunes slide gracefully into the calm turquoise sea, a place where desert and ocean meet in a gentle embrace. In the vast, flat expanse of the desert, the restored Al Zubarah Fort stands as a solitary, powerful monument to Qatar's rich history. We venture into the surreal, windswept landscape of Brook Nature Reserve, dotted with large, mushroom-like limestone formations sculpted by millennia of wind. In a remote desert valley, Richard Serra's monumental installation, East-West, West-East, commands the landscape. 4 immense, stark steel monoliths stand in a perfect, imposing line, cutting through the silence. A surprising burst of life appears at the Al Thakira mangroves, a lush forest of green creating a vibrant ecosystem amid the surrounding arid land. The pristine, soft white sand of Fawarit Beach meets crystal-clear turquoise water under a bright, cloudless sky, an untouched paradise. Modernity and spirituality converge at the Education City Mosque, a striking structure with 2 soaring minarets and a white facade covered in intricate calligraphic reliefs. We step inside the Qatar National Library, a single expansive room where shelves of books rise like a tiered landscape of knowledge. A green oasis unfolds at Aspire Park, its verdant lawns and trees surrounding the towering 300-meter Torch Hotel. We glide through the deserted, Venetian-inspired canals of Villaggio Mall, its painted sky ceiling reflecting in the still water. As twilight descends, the futuristic skyline of Lusail City glows, featuring the iconic crescent-shaped Katara Towers. Luxurious overwater villas at Banana Island stand in a perfect row over the calm ocean, and the historic Barzan Towers are silhouetted against the setting sun. A simple wooden footbridge snakes its way over the salt marshes of Purple Island, while the vibrant recycled shipping containers of Box Park create a striking geometric pattern. The wave-like green pathways of Oxygen Park offer a final moment of tranquility, before we admire the clean, sharp lines of Mashayreb downtown Doha, a vision of sustainable urban living. The day ends as it began, in the vastness of the desert. The camera pans across the empty landscape as the sun sets, painting the sky in blazing hues of orange and purple. The world is hushed, serene, and majestic. Slowly, the image fades to black, leaving only the memory of a land forged from sand and dreams. In the beginning, before time was etched in stone, there was only the vast, star-strewn canvas of the cosmos. From this celestial tapestry, a map of a new world began to form, a continent woven from light and shadow. As this ancient chart of North America unfurled, a single radiant spark ignited, embarking on a mythical journey across its untamed, enchanted lands. Our journey begins where the world's first stories are carved, in the colossal chasm of the Grand Canyon. Here, layers of red rock descend into the earth, a silent, epic poem of time's dawn. We then ascend to the sacred Yosemite Valley, a realm guarded by granite giants, where waterfalls of pure, shimmering light cascade from the heavens, nourishing the land below. The earth itself then opens like a cosmic eye in Yellowstone's grand prismatic spring, its iris a swirling vortex of impossible, vibrant colors that defy belief. In Zion, we find towering sandstone sentinels of cream and crimson, standing silent watch over a sacred river that flows through a hidden, hallowed canyon. The air grows crisp as we venture north to Glacier National Park, a kingdom of mountain spirits where jagged peaks, crowned with ancient ice, are perfectly mirrored in pristine turquoise lakes. From there, a procession of magnificent peaks, the Grand Tetons, rises abruptly from the plains, their sharp spires piercing the Wyoming sky like the very teeth of the earth. We are then swept across the ocean to the Napali coast, where emerald green cliffs, as sharp as daggers, plunge dramatically into the deep blue Pacific, guarding a lost world seemingly untouched by time. The journey returns to the desert's embrace within Antelope Canyon, a cathedral of swirling, petrified sandstone, where sacred beams of sunlight descend like divine messengers, illuminating the sculpted passages. In the vast, empty expanse of Monument Valley, giant, lonely mesas of red sand stand like solemn monuments to forgotten gods. A mighty roar announces our arrival at Niagara Falls, where a world of water thunders over a colossal cliff, casting ephemeral rainbows into the ever-present mist. We drift southward over the endless sea of the Great Smoky Mountains, where rolling, blue-hazed hills breathe a perpetual gentle mist from ancient forests. In Redwood National Park, we walk through a silent, hallowed grove of colossal trees, their crowns lost in the clouds, timeless guardians of an ancient peace. Our path leads to the far north, to Denali, the Great One, a colossal mountain of pure white snow and ice that stands in solitary majesty, its peak touching the roof of the world. In Arches National Park, we find a single, improbable arch of red rock standing against the sky, a perfect, delicate window to the vast landscape beyond. We witness a silent army in Bryce Canyon, where countless rock spires, the hoodoos, fill an immense natural amphitheater, a congregation frozen in time. Along the coast of Big Sur, the graceful stone arch of Bixby Creek Bridge spans a deep canyon, a man-made wonder connecting a winding road above a wild, churning sea. The journey then descends to the floor of an ancient, evaporated sea in Death Valley's Badwater Basin, a vast, blinding white expanse of salt flats shimmering under the relentless sun. On the opposite coast, in Acadia National Park, a solitary lighthouse stands guard on a rugged granite shore, washed by the cold Atlantic waves. We then glide through the Everglades, a slow-moving river of grass, a subtropical wilderness teeming with unseen life. A sleeping giant wreathed in clouds, the massive glacier-clad volcano of Mount Rainier looms over the Washington landscape. In Oregon, the breathtaking two-tiered cascade of Multnomah Falls descends a sheer cliff face, a ribbon of silver in a lush green gorge. We find a surreal, solid ocean, sculpted by wind in Arizona's The Wave, where undulating patterns of red and yellow sandstone are frozen in motion. Our pilgrimage finds a moment of perfect tranquility at the Maroon Bells, where two majestic wine-colored peaks are flawlessly reflected in a crystal-clear alpine lake. As the final destination is reached, the glowing light on the ancient map pulses brightly over the heart of the continent, its journey complete. The light then fades, and the starlit map dissolves, its mythical landscapes returning to the cosmic dust from which they were born, leaving behind only the echo of their enduring magic. On an ancient starlit map made of desert sand, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia glows with a soft golden light, revealing its treasures. From the whispers of lost civilizations to bold visions of the future, a land of profound beauty and mystery awakens. In the timeless expanse of Alula, monumental tombs emerge from colossal sandstone rocks. Carved by the Nabateans, the silent gateways of Hegra stand as a testament to an ancient civilization's communion with eternity. Nearby, shaped by millennia of wind and water, the monolithic red sandstone beast of Elephant Rock stands frozen against the vast desert sky. In this same ancient valley, a mirage is made real. Mariah, a colossal mirror cube, rises from the desert floor, dissolving into the landscape by reflecting the golden canyons and endless heavens. The kingdom's historical heart beats strongly in its cities. In Jeddah, the labyrinthine alleys of Al-Balad whisper tales of old trade routes and the sea, its ancient coral stone houses adorned with intricate latticed wooden balconies. From the Red Sea's embrace, King Fahd's fountain erupts, a powerful jet of water soaring higher than any other, a shimmering beacon against the city lights. Further inland, the formidable mud brick ruins of At-Taraif district in Diriyah, the kingdom's first capital, stand as a powerful symbol of Saudi history, its palaces and walls echoing with the past. Nature's artistry is etched across the landscape in dramatic fashion. The edge of the world, a sheer cliff dropping hundreds of meters, offers a breathtaking, uninterrupted view over a barren, ancient plain. The Al-Waba crater, a vast hollow in the desert with a shimmering salt field at its heart, marks the remnant of a colossal volcanic explosion. In the south, Rub al-Khali, the empty quarter, unfolds as the largest sand desert in the world, an endless ocean of majestic golden dunes sculpted by the wind into magnificent, silent waves. To the west, the Farasan Islands offer a pristine archipelago of coral isles, untouched beaches, and clear turquoise waters. From the highest peaks to the deepest canyons, the diversity is stunning. Al-Sudah, the nation's highest point, is cloaked in lush juniper forests and shrouded in ethereal mist. In the same region, The unique stone fortresses of Rijal Alma village cling to a hillside, their facades adorned with striking white quartz. In contrast, Wadi al-Disa presents a stunning canyon of towering sandstone pillars, its floor a surprising oasis of green palms and a flowing freshwater stream. The coast offers its own paradise in Umluj, the Maldives of Saudi Arabia, with its serene islands and brilliant blue waters. Spirituality and architectural grandeur define the holy cities. In Medina, the vast gleaming marble courtyard of Al-Masjid an-Nabawi lies beneath a forest of giant automated umbrellas, centered by the radiant green dome. Overlooking Mecca, the Abraj al-Bayt clock tower, one of the world's tallest structures, watches over the sacred city from above the clouds. Yet, even as it honors its past, Saudi Arabia dreams of tomorrow. The line, a vision for the future city of Ni'am, materializes as a single glowing line of light stretching across the desert, a bold statement of innovation. The golden light on the sand map softly fades, and a gentle wind blows the dunes away, returning the kingdom's secrets to the starlit darkness. An ancient magical map of India materializes, its borders etched in shimmering gold dust upon a canvas of deep, star-flecked indigo. This is not just a map, but a portal to a land of timeless wonder, an invitation to a journey through dreams and legends. Our voyage begins where a phantom palace of ivory-white marble floats above the mists of Agra. The Taj Mahal, a tear of love frozen in time, mirrors its perfect form in the still waters below, a silent ode to an eternal romance. We drift next to the sacred ghats of Varanasi, where stone steps descend into the silent, flowing Ganges. Here the river glows, illuminated by the spectral flames of 1,000 floating diyas, each a prayer whispered into the night. From the hallowed waters, we ascend to the heavens themselves. In Uttarakhand, the colossal sentinels of the Himalayas pierce the sky, their icy peaks of snow and rock standing guard over a vast, roiling sea of clouds. Our journey continues to a shrine of pure gold shimmering in the center of a celestial pool in Amritsar. The Golden Temple's dome radiates a divine, tranquil light, a beacon of peace for all. We then find ourselves before the Hawa Mahal in Jaipur, the Palace of Winds. Its honeycomb facade of pink sandstone, adorned with 953 intricately latticed windows, whispers the secrets of bygone eras to the passing breeze. Further south, we navigate the labyrinthine backwaters of Kerala, a paradise of tranquil, emerald waterways weaving through lush palm groves in a state of absolute, profound stillness. Hidden within a crescent-shaped gorge, the Ajanta and Ellora caves reveal themselves. These are ancient temples and monasteries, carved by giants from a single colossal rock face, holding centuries of devotion within their stone hearts. As night falls, the Mysore Palace ignites, a fairy tale castle brought to life, glowing with 100,000 bulbs against the dark sky. In Madurai, the Meenakshi temple's towering gateways, or gopurams, rise towards the heavens, covered in a kaleidoscope of countless sculpted figures, a vibrant city of gods and goddesses. In Delhi, the Qutub Minar, a towering minaret of red sandstone carved with intricate calligraphy, soars into the sky like a victory banner of old. We then discover the ruins of Ranthambore Fort, a majestic structure standing silent atop a hill, reclaimed by the wild, overlooking a dense, empty forest that holds its breath. From the heart of the Thar Desert, the Jaisalmer Fort emerges, a colossal sandcastle whose golden walls blend seamlessly with the shifting sands of time. We are transported to the stark, breathtaking beauty of Nubra Valley in Ladakh, a high-altitude desert of dramatic mountains and sweeping sand dunes under a piercingly blue sky. At the Konark Sun Temple, the magnificent stone wheels of a giant abandoned sun chariot lie etched with the timeless stories of the cosmos. In Jaipur once more, the formidable Amber Fort, a bastion of pale yellow and pink sandstone, rests majestically on a hilltop, its grand reflection shimmering in the Mayota Lake below. At the water's edge in Mumbai, the grand basalt gateway of India stands alone, a portal where the vast Arabian Sea meets the bustling land. Our path leads us through the surreal landscape of Hampi, scattered with giant mythic boulders and the majestic ruins of a forgotten empire. We then find ourselves in Uttarakhand's Valley of Flowers, a vibrant, magical carpet of countless alpine blossoms blanketing an entire mountain valley. The great hemispherical stone dome of the Sanchi Stupa stands in profound silence, a monument holding ancient wisdom. The exquisite temples of Khajuraho, adorned with intricate, sensuous carvings, stand as a testament to a divine, forgotten artistry. In Delhi, the monumental archway of India Gate stands in solemn tribute, a gateway to the memory of heroes, alone under the stars. We wander through the endless rolling hills of Munnar, sculpted into a vibrant green carpet of perfectly manicured tea bushes. Finally, we rest at Humayun's tomb, the first great garden tomb, a vision of red sandstone and white marble standing in perfect, serene symmetry. The magical map of India, having shared its secrets, slowly dissolves into a single glowing lotus flower, which then gently fades, leaving behind only the starlit indigo of the endless night. In the heart of a starlit night, a whisper of golden dust gathers, swirling to form an ethereal, antique map of France, its borders shimmering with unspoken promises of wonder. This is not just a journey across a country, it is an awakening into a dream, a voyage through the soul of France. The dream begins in Paris, where the Eiffel Tower, a lattice of iron and light, pierces the twilight, its nightly sparkle a beacon of romance. Nearby, the Louvre's glass pyramid glows, a modern jewel guarding timeless treasures in the silent courtyard. Along the Seine, the majestic Notre Dame Cathedral stands resilient, its stone gargoyles watching over a city steeped in history. The journey then drifts to Normandy, where the fairy tale abbey of Mont Saint-Michel rises from the swirling tides, its spire a finger pointing towards the heavens, a testament to faith and fortitude. The vision continues to the Palace of Versailles, where regal symmetry and opulent gardens bask under a golden sun, echoing with the grandeur of kings. We are then transported to Provence, where endless rows of fragrant lavender create a purple sea stretching to the horizon, a sensory masterpiece under a soft, hazy sky. High above, the majestic peak of Mont Blanc reigns over the Alps, a giant of snow and rock floating on a sea of clouds, commanding awe and reverence. In the Loire Valley, the Château de Chambord appears, a marvel of Renaissance architecture, its intricate forest of turrets and chimneys silhouetted against the dawn. Our magical tour glides to the Côte d'Azur, where the azure sea laps gently against the vibrant shoreline of Nice. We witness the Pont de Garde, an ancient Roman aqueduct standing as a three-tiered bridge of immense stone, a monument to ingenuity spanning a tranquil river. In Strasbourg, the quaint, half-timbered houses of La Petite France are perfectly reflected in the calm canals, creating a picture of serene, storybook beauty. We then find ourselves in Monet's garden at Giverny, a living impressionist painting where water lilies float peacefully beneath the iconic Japanese bridge. The fortified medieval city of Carcassonne stands silent on its hill, its massive walls telling tales of sieges and chivalry. A golden wave of sand, the dune of Pilat, rises between a vast pine forest and the deep blue Atlantic. In Normandy, the magnificent white chalk cliffs and natural arches of Etretat are sculpted by the relentless sea and wind. We descend into the Verdon Gorge, a breathtaking canyon where turquoise water flows between dramatic limestone cliffs. Back in Paris, the white-domed Sacré-Cœur Basilica glows atop Montmartre, a spiritual guardian watching over the sleeping city. The iconic Promenade des Anglais in Nice curves gracefully along the bay, its palm-lined path empty and serene. In Marseille's Old Port, colorful boats rest silently, guarded by ancient forts that have seen centuries of maritime life. We explore the Calanques National Park, where steep-walled inlets of turquoise water are carved into the pristine white limestone coast. The journey takes us to Reims Cathedral, a masterpiece of Gothic art where kings were crowned, its facade a gallery of sculptures. We wander through Bordeaux's vineyards, where perfectly aligned rows of grapevines cover rolling hills, basking in the warm afternoon light. Finally, the colossal Arc de Triomphe stands proudly at the heart of Paris, the center of a star-shaped network of empty, radiating avenues. As our journey concludes, the magical map of France, having shared its secrets, slowly dissolves back into shimmering dust, leaving behind a single radiant fleur-de-lis that softly fades into the endless starry night. From the heart of the cosmos, stardust coalesces, forming a mystical map that glows with an ethereal light. This is not just any map. It is a gateway to a land of myth, magic, and breathtaking majesty. This is Norway. Our journey begins where giants sleep and legends breathe. We glide over the emerald waters of Geiranger Fjord, its surface a mirror to the colossal, snow-dusted cliffs that guard its passage. Waterfalls like liquid silver cascade down their ancient faces. From a god's eye view, we behold the immense, flat-topped altar of Preikestolen, the pulpit rock, looming over the serene fjord below, a testament to nature's raw power. Then, we are spirited away to the Lofoten Islands, where jagged peaks erupt straight from the sea, their bases dotted with colorful houses like scattered jewels on a velvet cloth. In the misty harbor of Bergen, the ancient, leaning wooden houses of Briggen whisper secrets of centuries past, their timber saturated with the tales of merchants and seafarers. The adventure continues along the Atlantic Road, a serpentine ribbon of asphalt that leaps across islands, defying the churning silver sea. As twilight falls, we arrive in Tromsø, just in time to witness the sky ignite. The aurora borealis, the northern lights, dances in ethereal waves of green and purple, a celestial ballet that steals the breath. In Oslo, we find the Vigeland Park's monolith, an abstract pillar of intertwined figures reaching for the heavens, a profound sculpture of the human condition. The Flom Railway then carries us on a thrilling descent through dramatic valleys, past thundering waterfalls and impossibly steep mountainsides, a masterpiece of engineering set against a backdrop of pure wilderness. We venture into Jotunheimen National Park, the mythical home of the giants, and are met with sweeping vistas of icy peaks and pristine, untouched lakes. We navigate the narrow, dramatic channel of Nærøyfjord, a sliver of profound tranquility nestled between towering rock faces. High above, a shard of rock juts out from a mountain, suspended in the void. This is Trolltunga, the troll's tongue, a place for the brave. We discover the Borgund Stave Church, an ancient wooden marvel with dragon-headed gables, appearing like a Viking ship turned into a sacred temple. In the timeless mining town of Røros, old wooden buildings are blanketed in a thick, silent layer of snow, freezing a moment in history. Further north, in the Svalbard Islands, we find a realm of immense glaciers and ice fields under a perpetual sun, where polar bears roam as the true kings of the Arctic. We marvel at Kjeragbolten, a single massive boulder wedged impossibly in a mountain crevice, a geological wonder suspended between fear and awe. Our path leads us back to civilization, yet the magic remains. We glimpse the elegant facade of the royal palace in Oslo, viewed through a delicate screen of frost-covered trees. Nearby, the medieval Akershus fortress stands guard over the Oslofjord, its stone walls echoing with centuries of history. We travel to the very edge of the world, to Nordkapp, the North Cape, where a stark cliff meets the endless ocean under the mystical glow of the midnight sun. The journey winds along Senja Island's dramatic coastlines, where mountains plunge directly into the turquoise sea, and up to the Stegastein viewpoint, a modern wooden walkway that extends into the void, offering a breathtaking panorama of the Arlandsfjord. We climb to the sharp ridge of Reinebringen for a view over the fishing village of Reine, its lagoons a patchwork of blues and greens. We find solace in the majestic and less-traveled Hjørundfjord, its deep waters reflecting wild, untamed peaks. Finally, we stand before the Vuringsfossen waterfall, a powerful torrent plunging from a high plateau into a narrow, mist-filled gorge. As our odyssey concludes, the glowing map of Norway reappears, its light shimmering with the memories of fjords and peaks, of light and legend. It holds its form for a final, lingering moment before dissolving, returning to the stardust from which it came, leaving only the echo of its wild, untamable spirit. Come, let us wander not with our feet but with our hearts. Let's journey through a land woven from dreams and sung into existence. This is the fairy tale of Australia, told in 22 songlines of wonder. From a map materializing out of shimmering stardust, our journey spirals into the heart of this ancient continent, a vibrant dream where each moment is a pulse of color, life, and spirit. Our first step is into the soul of the land, Uluru, the great red heart glowing at sunrise and shifting through a symphony of colors at sunset. Then we leap to the coast, where the Sydney Opera House stands, its iconic white sails gleaming against the deep blue of the harbor, a modern marvel born of imagination. We plunge beneath the waves into the Great Barrier Reef, a living kaleidoscope of coral and fish, where a wise old turtle glides through the crystal-clear water, a silent guardian of this underwater kingdom. From the ocean's depths, we rise into the ancient embrace of the Daintree rainforest. Here, moss-covered trees form a dense emerald canopy over a softly flowing creek, whispering secrets of millennia. The dream then carries us south, to the edge of the world, where the mighty limestone stacks of the 12 Apostles stand defiant against the crashing waves of the Southern Ocean. We soar over Kakadu National Park, its vast wetlands a mirror to the sky, a crocodile moving silently through the water, a testament to its primeval power, while ancient rock art tells stories on weathered stone. The journey quickens, and we are suspended over the Sydney Harbour Bridge, The great coat hanger, arching over the water as fireworks explode above, painting the night with fleeting joy. We drift into the Blue Mountains where the famed Three Sisters rock formation is bathed in an ethereal blue haze, a monument of myth and stone. On Fraser Island, a dingo trots along a sandy shore, and the pure white silica sands of Lake Mackenzie meet impossibly clear water. The sacred domes of Catachuta, the Olgas, rise against a vast clear sky, their many heads holding the wisdom of the earth. The dream shifts to the swirling silica sands and turquoise waters of Whitehaven Beach, a masterpiece viewed from above. We find ourselves in the Pinnacles Desert, an otherworldly landscape where thousands of limestone pillars rise eerily from the yellow desert sand. The scene melts into the classic Aussie sun-soaked life of Bondi Beach, with surfers gracefully riding the waves and lifeguards watching over the joyful chaos. We hop to Kangaroo Island, where a kangaroo bounds through a grassy field and a koala sleeps peacefully in the crook of a eucalyptus tree. Our path winds along the spectacular Great Ocean Road, a ribbon of asphalt carved into dramatic cliffs. We find serenity at Cradle Mountain in Tasmania, its rugged dolerite peak perfectly reflected in the still, glassy waters of Dove Lake. In the remote Kimberley region, a dramatic waterfall cascades down a red rock gorge, a powerful display of nature's artistry. A smile greets us on Rottnest Island, a close-up of a quokka, rightly called the happiest animal on Earth. The dream then dives into the urban soul of Melbourne's laneways, where vibrant street art covers every wall in a bustling, creative alley. We find ourselves in the rolling hills of the Barossa Valley, covered in neat rows of grapevines, ripe and ready for harvest. As dusk falls on Phillip Island, we witness the famous penguin parade, as charming little penguins waddle up the beach to their homes. Our final vision is an aerial view of Canberra, where Parliament House rests with its unique grass-covered roof, a symbol of a nation grounded in its land. The journey ends, but the dream remains. You have walked the songlines and seen the magic. This fairy tale of Australia now lives within you. Carry it and let its wonder light your way. The glowing map dissolves back into stardust, which gently fades, leaving a final twinkling star to mark the dream's heart. Hush now and gather close to the fire. I shall tell you a saga, not of gods or giants, but of a land born from their fury and their tears. A fairy tale written in steam and frost, the land of Iceland. The journey begins. Witness the sky set ablaze by the northern lights, ethereal ribbons of green and purple dancing in the cosmic ballet. Feel the warmth of the Blue Lagoon, where steam rises from milky blue waters cradled by black lava, a spa at the world's end. We drift through Jökulsárlón Glacier Lagoon, where colossal blue icebergs float in silent majesty. Upon Diamond Beach, these glacial fragments wash ashore, glittering like jewels on the jet-black volcanic sand. Then we feel the raw power of Gullfoss Waterfall, the Golden Falls, a two-tiered behemoth thundering into a vast canyon. Nearby, the Geysir geothermal area breathes, the earth hissing before Strokor erupts, launching a column of boiling water skyward. We stand in awe at Thingvellir National Park, on the very seam of the world where continents drift apart. On Reynisfjara Beach, basalt columns stand guard against roaring Atlantic waves, near the legendary Reynisdrangar sea stacks. The journey continues to the magnificent Skogafoss, a perfect curtain of water where rainbows live in the mist. Then we step behind the cascade of Seljalandsfoss, peering out through a veil of falling water. We delve deep into the heart of a glacier, inside the Vatnajökull ice caves, where the world turns a deep crystalline blue. We gaze upon Kirkjufell, the iconic church mountain, its sharp peak mirrored in the waters below. In Reykjavik, the colossal Hallgrímskirkja church reaches for the heavens, its form a tribute to the land's volcanic origins. The saga leads us to the highlands of Landmannalaugar, a breathtaking tapestry of colorful rhyolite mountains painted in reds, greens, and yellows. The jagged peaks of Vestrahorn, the Batman Mountain, cast a perfect dramatic reflection on the wet sands of Stocksnes. We feel the ground tremble before Dettifoss, Europe's most powerful waterfall, a violent gray torrent of unimaginable force. We wander through Fjadrarglufur, a serpentine canyon so green and ancient it seems carved for elves. In the waters of Husavik, a gentle giant breaches the surface, reminding us why this is the whale-watching capital of Europe. We journey to the Askja caldera, an otherworldly landscape holding a vivid blue crater lake named Viti, or Hell. We stand before the mighty Snæfellsjökull, the glacier-capped volcano that inspired a journey to the center of the earth. From the sea, the dramatic cliffs of the Westman Islands rise, home to colonies of puffins and a solitary, iconic house. Finally, we see the modern marvel of Harpa Concert Hall, its glass honeycomb reflecting the city, the sea, and the endless sky. In Iceland, the fairy tale is real. The land breathes, the sky dances, and every stone tells a story. It is a saga that is never truly over, waiting for you to find your verse. Listen closely, and I will tell you a story painted with the colors of the macaw and sung to the rhythm of the samba. This is a fairy tale of a land of wonders, the heart of the world. This is Brazil. Our journey begins with the first beat, a quickening pulse that will carry us through 22 distinct rhythms. We start high above Rio de Janeiro, where Christ the Redeemer emerges from the morning mist, his arms outstretched in a silent, eternal welcome. Then, we feel the earth tremble at Iguazu Falls, as the thunderous Devil's Throat cascade sends a roar of spray high into the air. Deep within the Amazon rainforest, our boat glides down a winding river, the dense jungle canopy alive with the calls of unseen wildlife. We ascend once more, this time in a cable car to Sugarloaf Mountain, revealing a breathtaking panorama of the city and its sparkling bay. The rhythm shifts, exploding into a whirlwind of color and motion during Carnival, where dancers in spectacular feathered costumes move to the relentless beat of samba drums. Suddenly, we are soaring over the ethereal dreamscape of Lençóis Maranhenses National Park, its vast white sand dunes cradling thousands of pristine turquoise lagoons. Back in Rio, the iconic wave-patterned promenade of Copacabana Beach bustles with life, the sand alive with games of foot volley. The beat changes to the sound of capoeira music in Salvador, echoing through the colorful colonial streets of Pelourinho. In the Pantanal wetlands, the pace slows to the patient prowl of a jaguar on a riverbank, while a caiman suns itself near a family of capybaras. We dive into the crystal-clear waters of Fernando de Noronha, where dolphins leap near dramatic rock formations. Our fairy tale takes us to the clouds, to the mysterious flat-topped summit of Mount Roraima, a lost world unto itself. In the heart of the Amazon, the magnificent pink dome of the Teatro Amazonas Opera House rises from the jungle in Manaus, an impossible, beautiful dream. We wander the cobblestone streets of Ouro Preto, a Baroque colonial town nestled in rolling hills, a treasure frozen in time. Nearby in Manaus, we witness the incredible meeting of waters, where the dark Rio Negro and the sandy Amazon River run side by side for miles, refusing to mix. From the top of a towering plateau in Chapada Diamantina National Park, we gaze down into a vast, verdant canyon. The camera zooms in on the vibrant, multicolored mosaic tiles of Escadaria Celeron in Rio, each piece a tiny story. The sun sets in a blaze of gold over the Doi Irmãos Mountains, viewed from the sands of Ipanema Beach. We find ourselves in the charming Olinda Historic Center, its white churches and red-roofed houses overlooking the sea. In Rio's Botanical Garden, majestic royal palms form a grand avenue reaching for the sky. We submerge ourselves in the crystal-clear rivers of Bonito, snorkeling among schools of colorful fish. The journey becomes modern at Brasília's cathedral, its unique crown-like structure filled with light streaming through stained glass. Finally, we visit the São Paulo Museum of Art, an iconic building suspended on two massive red beams, its art displayed on revolutionary crystal easels. From the rhythm of the city to the whisper of the jungle, Brazil's magic is in its vibrant life. It is a story that is lived, danced, and sung. A fairy tale that beats in the heart of all who visit. Come closer and listen to a tale spun from sunshine and sea spray. A real-life fairy tale nestled on the Côte d'Azur, the glittering Principality of Monaco. This kingdom, though small, holds a treasure trove of wonders. Our journey begins at the majestic Prince's Palace, perched high upon the rock, its flags waving a regal welcome against the azure sky. From there, we are drawn to the iconic Belle Époque facade of the Monte Carlo Casino, a temple of chance where luxury cars glide to the entrance like modern-day carriages. Next, we marvel at the Oceanographic Museum, a palace dedicated to the sea, clinging dramatically to the cliff edge, where vibrant coral reefs thrive in its grand aquariums. A different kind of nature awaits at the Jardin Exotique, a breathtaking panorama of cacti and succulents that seem to touch the sky, offering unparalleled views of the principality below. Our path then leads us to the serene white stone of St. Nicholas Cathedral, a masterpiece of Roman Byzantine style, its bells chiming softly in the Mediterranean air. The pace quickens as we feel the phantom roar of engines on the Monaco Grand Prix circuit. imagining a Formula One car navigating the legendary Fairmont hairpin with breathtaking precision. The energy shifts to a tranquil glamour at Port Hercules, where a forest of masts from the world's most luxurious superyachts sways gently in the sun-drenched harbor. For a moment of pure relaxation, we visit Larvado Beach, its golden sands inviting us to unwind as the clear blue water laps at the shore. We then find ourselves lost in a romance of petals at the Princess Grace Rose Garden, where thousands of perfect dew-kissed blooms perfume the air in her honor. A sense of peace envelops us in the Japanese garden, a serene oasis with its traditional red bridge arching gracefully over a tranquil koi pond. History calls to us from Fort Antoine, a historic fortress transformed into a dramatic open-air theater, whispering tales of old under the stars. We wander through the charming, narrow medieval lanes of the Rock, also known as Monaco Ville, where pastel-colored houses lean together like old friends. Another beautiful stroll takes us through Les Jardins Saint-Martin, lush cliffside gardens adorned with classical statues and offering stunning sea views at every turn. Inside, opulence awaits at the Opera de Monte Carlo, the magnificent Salle Garnier dazzling with its lavish gold and red interior. The modern face of Monaco reveals itself at the Grimaldi Forum, its sharp, contemporary glass angles meeting the sea. We indulge in high fashion at Metropole Shopping Monte Carlo, beneath brilliant crystal chandeliers, before finding rejuvenation at Thermes Marines Monte Carlo, its heated seawater pool overlooking the vast open ocean. Our tour continues, honoring legends on the Champions Promenade, where the footprints of footballing giants are cast forever in bronze. We delve into the deep past at the Museum of Prehistoric Anthropology, gazing at ancient fossils that tell the story of humanity's dawn in the region. Art then takes center stage at the new National Museum of Monaco in Villa Paloma, where contemporary installations create a striking dialogue with the historic villa's elegance. A different, quieter side of the principality is discovered in Fontvieille Park, a peaceful sanctuary of sculptures and duck ponds. Finally, we step into the Chapelle de la Miséricorde, its ornate interior a hidden jewel filled with breathtaking art and centuries of history. In this tiny kingdom, every corner holds a story of glamour, history, and dreams. Monaco is a fairy tale written on the sea, a jewel that never stops sparkling. Welcome, dear friend. Come sit with me and I shall tell you a fairy tale of a land of islands, where ancient spirits and future dreams dance together. This is Japan. In this land of wonder, stories unfold with every step. Our journey begins in Kyoto, where a path of 1,000 vibrant red torii gates at Fushimi Inari Shrine guides your way, a sacred tunnel leading into the heart of the mountains. A watercolor brushstroke reveals our next scene, the Arashiyama Bamboo Grove. Here, sunlight filters through towering green stalks, creating a cathedral of nature where the wind whispers secrets of old. An unfolding fan transitions us to the country's soul, the iconic snow-capped Mount Fuji, a silent guardian rising majestically above a sea of clouds. The tale continues to the Kinkakuji, the golden pavilion, its stunning form shimmering, perfectly reflected in the tranquil pond below. A falling cherry blossom petal takes us from serene reflection to dynamic energy at Tokyo's Shibuya Crossing. A time-lapse captures the world's busiest intersection, a mesmerizing river of people and light, pulsing with the beat of the future. From the modern metropolis, we journey to the elegant White Heron Himeji Castle, standing proudly against a brilliant blue sky, a masterpiece of feudal architecture. Our path then leads to the sea, to the Itsukushima Shrine on Miyajima Island, where the famous floating torii gate appears to rest gracefully on the water at high tide, a gateway between the mortal and spirit worlds. In the snowy mountains of Nagano, we find a moment of peace at Jigokudani Monkey Park, where gentle snow monkeys bathe contentedly in natural hot springs, their steam rising into the cold air. The storybook setting continues in Shirakawa-go Village, its unique steep-roofed Gashozukuri farmhouses blanketed in soft winter snow, glowing warmly against the twilight. We travel next to Nara Park, a place where gentle deer, considered messengers of the gods, bow to visitors before accepting crackers. The scene shifts to the dazzling neon of Osaka's Dotonbori, where bright lights and giant food signs reflect on the canal at night, a feast for the eyes. With solemn respect, we visit the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park, taking in the profound beauty of the A-bomb dome and the colorful Children's Peace Monument, symbols of hope and resilience. We then discover the striking Black Crow Castle of Matsumoto, set against the dramatic backdrop of the Japanese Alps. Our fairy tale journey leads us to Nikko Toshogu Shrine, a treasure of intricate, colorful carvings, including the famous "See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil" monkeys. In Kanazawa, we wander through Kenrokuen, one of Japan's most beautiful landscape gardens, a masterpiece of ancient trees, stone lanterns, and serene ponds. We stand in awe before the great Buddha of Kamakura, the massive bronze statue of Amida Buddha sitting serenely outdoors, a timeless figure of calm. In Hokkaido, the Sapporo Snow Festival presents a winter wonderland of giant, elaborate sculptures carved from pure white snow and ice. We then find ourselves lost in nature's artistry at Oirasi Stream in Aomori, where water cascades over mossy rocks in a lush green forest. Our story takes a modern turn on Naoshima Island, where Yayoi Kusama's iconic yellow pumpkin sits on a pier, a playful pop of art against the blue sea. The surreal beauty continues at Hokkaido's Blue Pond, its unnaturally bright blue water a painter's dream. We witness the power of nature at Nachi Falls, Japan's tallest waterfall, with a beautiful 3-storied pagoda standing nearby. Finally, we walk the ancient stone steps of the Kumano-Kodo pilgrimage trails, winding through a mystical, moss-covered forest. From snow-capped mountains to neon-lit streets, the spirit of Japan is a story that is always being written. Now, its magic is a part of you. Gather close, let me share a story woven from silk and mist, a fairy tale of a vast land called China. Its landscapes are the pages, its cities are the chapters, and its wonders are the very ink of its legend. This is a journey not just across miles, but through millennia, a glimpse into a world where ancient dreams touch the sky. Let us embark on an adventure to discover 22 marvels, each a verse in this grand unfolding epic. Our odyssey begins upon the Great Wall, a stone dragon sleeping across emerald mountains, a testament to empires and endurance. We then drift into the heart of Beijing, to the Forbidden City, where golden roofs guard the secrets of emperors and intricate dragon carvings whisper tales of power. From there, we descend into the earth of Xi'an, to stand in silent awe before the Terracotta Army, a legion of clay soldiers eternally guarding their silent emperor. The scene then shifts to the dazzling neon glow of Shanghai, where the futuristic skyline of Pudong glitters across the water from the historic Bund, a river of light flowing between yesterday and tomorrow. The current then pulls us toward the serene beauty of the Li River in Guilin, where karst mountains rise from the water like ancient paintings brought to life, a lone bamboo raft gliding through the dreamscape. We ascend into the mists of Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, where pillar-like mountains, the inspiration for otherworldly cinema, pierce the clouds. Our spiritual ascent continues to the Potala Palace in Lhasa, a crimson and white jewel set against the sharp blue canvas of the Tibetan sky. A gentler spirit awaits in Chengdu, where we meet the giant pandas, serene ambassadors of peace, munching contentedly on bamboo. We find tranquility at Hangzhou's West Lake, where a classic bridge arches over placid waters, a scene of poetic perfection. Next, we witness the dramatic birth of a new day atop the Yellow Mountains, as the sun illuminates a sea of clouds swirling around granite peaks. We travel south to Hong Kong's Victoria Harbor for the Symphony of Lights, a nightly spectacle that sets the iconic skyline ablaze. Returning to Beijing, we find the whimsical marble boat of the Summer Palace, forever moored on Kunming Lake. We stand dwarfed by the Laotian giant Buddha, a colossal figure of peace carved into a riverside cliff. In Shanghai, we wander through the classical elegance of Yu Garden, a world of tranquil pavilions and shimmering koi ponds. We then journey to the ethereal Jiuzhaigou Valley, where multicolored lakes lie like scattered jewels in a pristine forest. The raw power of nature roars in Tiger Leaping Gorge, where the mighty Yangtze River carves its path through a narrow, deep chasm. We step back in time at the Mogao Caves in Dunhuang, glimpsing ancient Buddhist murals that have held their color and grace for centuries. We marvel at the architectural defiance of the Hanging Monastery in Datong, which clings impossibly to a sheer cliff face. In the south, we discover the Fujin Tulu, unique circular earthen homes that have fostered community for generations. We see devotion carved in stone at the Longmen Grottos in Luoyang, where thousands of Buddha statues line the limestone cliffs. Winter's magic comes alive at the Harbin Ice and Snow Festival, with colossal illuminated ice sculptures creating a frozen fairy tale. Our journey finds its celestial conclusion at Beijing's Temple of Heaven, where the Hall of Prayer for Good Harvests stands as a masterpiece of Ming Dynasty architecture, connecting Earth to the cosmos. This land of ancient dynasties and soaring dragons, of tranquil gardens and vibrant cities, holds a legend that is forever unfolding. It is a magic that breathes, waiting for you. Each mountain, river, and stone holds a story, a whisper from the past and a promise for the future. Gather close and listen to a story spun from sunlight and sea spray, a fairy tale of a land we call Greece. It is a realm where myths are etched into mountainsides and gods once walked among mortals. Our journey begins not on a map of ink and paper, but on one written in the stars, unfolding before us a tapestry of wonders. First, we arrive at the Acropolis in Athens, where the Parthenon stands as a golden crown, greeting the dawn. Its caryatids, graceful maidens of stone, have silently watched over the city for millennia. From there, we are swept away to Meteora, where monasteries defy gravity, perched atop colossal rock pillars as if suspended between heaven and earth. Our tale then takes us to the Cyclades, to the iconic island of Santorini. Here, whitewashed villages cascade down cliffs, their blue domes mirroring the caldera's depths under a sky painted with the fiery hues of sunset, while the sands of a nearby beach glow with a unique, fiery red. We then seek the counsel of the ancients at Delphi, where the Temple of Apollo clings to the mountainside, a place where prophecies once shaped kingdoms. A turn of the page brings us to Mykonos, where windmills stand like gentle giants against the horizon, and the narrow, vibrant streets of Little Venice hum with life. We travel back in time to ancient Olympia, running in the footsteps of the first athletes on the original stadium track, feeling the echoes of history near the solemn ruins of the Temple of Zeus. Next, we wander through Rhodes' Old Town, treading the Street of the Knights, where chivalric tales linger in the air, leading us to the formidable palace of the Grand Master. Our adventure then reveals a hidden marvel, Navajo Beach in Zakynthos, a secret cove where a lone shipwreck rests on pristine white sands, guarded by towering limestone cliffs. From this secluded paradise, we sail to the shores of Corfu, where the elegant Venetian architecture of the Liston Promenade whispers of a bygone era of grandeur. We feel the power of performance at the Theater of Epidaurus, its perfect acoustics carrying whispers across centuries. In Thessaloniki, the White Tower stands as a proud sentinel by the sea, a timeless symbol of the city's rich and layered past. We then ascend to the heavens themselves, to the cloud-wreathed peaks of Mount Olympus, the mythical home of the 12 Olympian gods. Our path leads us to the Age of Heroes at Mycenae, passing through the imposing Lion Gate to discover the ancient, beehive-shaped tombs of kings. In Crete, we navigate the labyrinthine ruins of the Palace of Knossos, where vibrant frescoes bring the Minoan civilization to life. Still on this vast island, we trek through the breathtaking Samaria Gorge, a dramatic canyon carved by nature's hand. Magic awaits us in Kephalonia's Melisani Cave, where a sunbeam pierces the earth to illuminate water of an impossibly brilliant blue. We land on a different world at Sarakiniko Beach on Milos, a lunar landscape of surreal white volcanic rock sculpted by wind and waves. The harbor of Symi greets us with a dazzling array of colorful neoclassical homes, a painter's dream reflected in the tranquil water. We find solitude in the hills of the Peloponnese at Mistras, exploring the hauntingly beautiful ruins of a Byzantine fortress city. Our fairy tale journey culminates at Cape Sunion, where the marble columns of the Temple of Poseidon stand silhouetted against a fiery sunset, a final poignant farewell over the Aegean Sea. This land of gods and heroes, of sapphire seas and ancient stones, holds a story that never ends. It is a magic that breathes, waiting for you.